Hey, Panda friends! How are we going?
Excellent.
Very well, my friend. How are you?
I am very well myself as well. Thanks for asking. It's Friday night, so we're sitting here. I'm going to spend my Friday night talking to some pandas.
And we love you for it.
Oh, isn't that just wonderful? What's like? How is it? How's the temperature in there?
I'm a bit warm, but us pandas, you know, we're warm-blooded creatures.
That's it. Why pandas though? Why does it have to be Commander Panda? Why?
Well, nothing else would rhyme with Commander, so
Right.
Panda was what it is.
Nice.
It's, I think Tim came up with it, eh?
Yeah. Tim, the old drummer, came up with the name. We're kind of like brainstorming different ideas, and I came up with something somewhat similar, but it wasn't quite right. So then he was like, "Oh, what about Commander Panda?" And straight away I was like, "Dude, you nailed it! Like, that's great." And like, the good thing was though, I mean, as soon as he kind of came up with the whole panda theme, straight away like it started clicking, going, "Hang on, we can have some fun with this." And you know, the whole black and white, you know, so on stage, you only wear black and white. You know, my guitar rig is all black and white.
Drums black.
Yeah, you know, my guitar is white. You know, and then like with like panda heads and you know the logo.
I've got an ear infection in this ear. Please be careful.
Yeah, it all just kind of came together, man, and it kind of came this identity or whatnot, and yeah, I just love it. I think it's great.
That's wicked. No, it's really clever branding. You know, sort of keeping everything in black and white.
Yeah, it worked out well. Like, but yeah, like never, you know, originally planned to do it. It all just kind of came together, you know. So yeah, pretty happy. It's a very memorable name, I think.
It is. It is. But it's also. There we go.
It was a human all along.
Hello, Helhammer. How are you?
You should you should put the hat back on again.
Oh, really?
Good to have you here, Adam, as well.
Thank you.
So I'm really grateful for you guys sort of spending your Friday night with me instead of I mean, I'm sure you could be out watching a gig or playing yourself or doing some other crazy stuff, but now you're here talking to a webcam, talking to this crazy person here.
It's the first for us. We've done interviews before, but not a video interview. So this is new territory.
Like live stream interview.
Yeah.
It's because of the whole COVID situation. You know, this is totally social distancing. You know, there's no max numbers that can. You know, we can be here. We're so close, but yet we're so far apart.
Yeah. So it's fantastic, right?
And how you been traveling the last couple of months?
Yeah, pretty good. Well, that's how this started. So
keep it busy, mate. Keep it busy.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's a really good way for me to try and connect to the local music scene as well. Even though I think probably the first 2 months I was talking to a lot of people overseas as well. I'm from Denmark originally, so I've connected to a lot of the old bands from back home and all that. But now I've heard and spoken to so many cool local bands. So it's
the Perth scene is fantastic, man.
It's on fire, man. It's crazy.
And this is the thing, like if I kind of feel there's more quality music going on in Perth than there is maybe anywhere else because it's all real music. And, you know, there's so much fake music out there now. You know, and it's just nice to see people play instruments every weekend and we don't get very little for it, you know. Everyone does it for love and Perth, and it's created such a cool scene. It's, you know, it's getting back to where we were in the 90s and stuff, and yeah, things are really picking up. So
I think it's also really cool as well. Like in Perth, it's hard to get people to gigs, you know, especially, you know, obviously now with like COVID and all that stuff. So any support that, you know, amazing humans like yourself are throwing towards the bands, you know, like we're just like forever grateful, you know, like thank you so much.
No, it's me thanking you, man. It's like if I didn't have all you cool bands to talk to, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here to begin with. But it's. I think when I spoke to Matt and Melanie from Ashes of Autumn the other night, they actually brought up the whole thing of the local community, and that's really what it is.
Yeah,
you know, it's
exactly.
sort of that. It's that community feel of you know, everybody sort of, you know, are there to support each other, help each other out, and again, it's. I mean, I suppose, you know, the whole gig on Sunday night is a perfect example of that as well.
You
know, everybody coming down to, you know, support a good cause. I spoke to Dino as well on Monday, which was
he's one hell of a guy.
He's
got goosebumps.
So
again,
good,
yeah,
he's seen a lot go on in Perth, and he's seen it through the good and the bad. I haven't played Badlands a lot of times, but every time you go back there and see Dino, he's just like, oh, he's the best guy. Love him.
And that's a killer venue.
Yeah,
like, it's such a good venue.
Well, I haven't played there yet. So
you haven't played there?
I haven't played there yet.
Shit.
I'll be popping my Badlands cherry this Sunday, so I'm very excited about it.
Because they used to have the little hen house room next door to Badlands.
I played that one.
You played that one?
Yeah.
And it was the tiniest little room. I swear it was like a bedroom that you'd pack a band in and maybe 30, 40 punters.
No, but that's what I like
and
about
it. Was awesome,
like
hey, but I don't think it's open anymore.
No, they closed that.
Yeah, they closed it down.
Yeah.
So it was run out of the hen house like rehearsal studios in Aussie Park, and they just put a little venue together next to Badlands, and it was great.
Yeah.
Because anyone could get a gig there. Doesn't matter how inexperienced you were. It was an outlet for new bands, and that's something that that's what we need more of. We need to give the young fellas a break and give them a gig.
Yeah, give them a go.
Yeah, because I suppose like Badlands have had some pretty big names as well. I remember I saw Carnival there a couple of years ago.
Man,
oh hell yeah!
To play on the same stage as any of those big Perth bands is just amazing. I've been lucky enough to play there maybe 4 times.
Oh,
but
wow.
I remember Badlands when it used to be called.
Was it like a club?
I can never remember. It was a club. Yeah, it was like a club back then. But the interior hasn't changed. So Badlands took it over, and all the interior is still the same. It's still like the old cave.
Yeah.
I love it.
Nice. Yeah, I think that might have been sort of before my time.
So how long have you been here?
I've been here since 2011. So I've been here for nearly 10 years.
Been here a while.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was called. It will come to me before the end of the show.
Was it the
DeVille's, yeah. We just have we got Nathan from Spotgun just commented here, man.
Shout out to
So there we go. Yeah,
together soon. Haven't played with those boys for a while,
those guys fucking rock. If you haven't seen them, they got like pyrotechnics.
The Spud Chug.
I think we had the Spud Funnel. I think that was what they call it. I had them on the show. I had them on the show. I think about 6 or 7 weeks ago or something. That was the funniest. That was the funniest shit, man. That was good guys,
they only really burst on the scene maybe less than a year ago. Maybe a year ago.
But man, they leave an impression. They're fucking awesome.
Clint's a legend, hey. I love that boy. He's so good, hey. And like he worked at Ginluck Music. He'd go in there and he'd look after you. It was great, you know.
Yeah, it's awesome. They I think they have a gig on in about 2 weeks' time. So yeah, I'm gonna go. They're playing with Amberdown and Electric State.
I love those.
And I think another 1 or 2 bands there as well.
Actually, I think the other band they're playing with, not Amberdown. I think the other band they're playing with, I used to play with. So yeah.
Is that going to be awkward?
No, that was not at all. Because I just said to him at the end, like, the funny thing, like, I'm too old to play music that, not that I don't enjoy, but that I feel, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you got to feel it.
And I played with Matt Kenworthy in the band. I played in his last band, and I auditioned, got the gig, played for a couple of months. But then I said to Matt, I said, listen, it's not really my swing. And I'd prefer to let you go and find a drummer that is super committed, and I'm going to let this gig go. And he was like, thank you so much for the honesty rather than just ignoring phone calls. You know,
it was that type of bullshit.
And and me and Matt Kenworthy, best of friends ever since.
Nice.
You know? So yeah, I think if you look after people like around Perth and give them the respect they deserve, because we've had nothing but love from all of the bands in Perth. But it's because we show them the same respect that they give us.
And that's it. It comes back to that community thing, you know. Like it really feels like we're just one big happy family.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter like what genre your style of music is. To me, like we're kind of a little bit weird.
Man, we can play anything.
Yeah, like we get invited to all sorts.
There'll be a Panda metal album one day, and a classic album.
Yeah, but that's it.
There'll
Like,
be
you do
the disco album, and you never know what it's like.
But that's just like, you do a show where there's metal bands and whatnot. It doesn't matter who they are, what style they play. There's just nothing but respect and love, you know. And this is like part of the reason why we do what we do. You know, it's just such a pleasure every gig that we do. It's great.
But but how would you classify your genre then? Like, would you label yourself a specific sort of style of rock? Or?
Steve, you can't ask that question. I'm an artist.
Oh man, sorry. All right, skip it. We'll move on.
Steve. No, not at all. If we have to describe, we're a blues punk band because some songs are punky, but we've always got that swing involved, and that's where I grabbed hold of Matt when we met, and he had that swing in his songs, and I can't play like straight rock and roll. It's not in me. I need it to loosen up a bit. It's got to have some wiggle to it, you know.
Good.
And that was the reason I left Matt Kenway this band, you know. It wasn't my thing. I need some swing, mate. I need to shuffle. I grew up playing funk and Chili's and Primus and all that stuff, you know. So I can't play straight rock and roll. No way.
Awesome. Primus, that's a long time since I've heard them, man.
Man. They're still going
Next
too,
level.
you know.
I know.
Primus still got albums coming out, like Les Claypool and the boys, Larry Lalonde, and they've got the old drummer Herb Alexander back.
I know.
They're so good, man.
Yeah.
He filled in for Tool, for God's sake.
Really?
And same as Danny Carey. Danny Carey filled in for Primus.
Wow.
Yeah, did a few shows with Primus, and I was like, yeah, he can keep up with Herb for sure.
I saw Primus, like, I think it must have been probably 20 years ago back home.
That's so good.
Just after they released Tales from the Punch Bowl.
Oh man.
So that was a crazy concert, man. But yeah,
Primus
that was
so good.
Yeah.
And he must be pushing 50, 60. He must be pushing 60.
Yeah, he'll be over 50 for sure.
Easy, mate. Like, they've been going on a long time, those boys, you know. Talking 40-year career, you know.
Well, look at the Rolling Stones. They're still fucking at it. Crazy. They're still kicking ass at it.
Who do you listen to, Steve?
Oh man, I listen to pretty much everything. Like, it kind of has, like, I definitely prefer my rock music, like with real instruments. But at the same time, man, I do like I listen to some Depeche Mode as well, and like
Depeche Mode, amazing
electronic stuff as well.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of hip hop, which kind of goes with the swing, the funk thing, you know. Run the Jewels. I grew up listening to Snoop and Dre and stuff, like in my teens, you know. It's crazy.
I remember in my young days, we were listening to the first Snoop Dogg album, and the Gin and Juice and all that stuff.
Good. Classic.
So long time ago, man.
That album is fantastic. Murder Was the Case. Oh,
yeah, that's it. Oh man, goes back to the day I had long hair and pimples and.
I know. I've always been bald. Always. I've never had long hair. As a musician, never had long hair ever.
But I saw that photo of you where you had hair.
I did have hair in high school, but not anymore. I don't think I've had a haircut since I was like 15 or so, like professional haircut anyway.
Well, it's still, that's again, I suppose that's one of the good things about sort of playing rock music. You can have long hair, short hair, you can be bald, you can have a beard, you can do whatever you want, man, because
you know what, who gives a
you
shit?
don't have to be styled the same way as if you're like some commercial radio hit wonder.
And as long as you rock and you're enjoying what you're doing, I just love seeing people enjoy playing music.
Yeah, as long as you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
Who cares what you look like? Like, you know, if you're a gun, you're a gun. You know, like people will respect that.
We had a write-up of the gig the other week, and the guy from Express said I was the smiliest drummer he's ever seen. And
he was the what,
I was the smiliest drummer, so I smile. All shows, I'm always looking at
awesome.
Matt laughing.
No, you're always just like,
yeah, I'm just in my
I always try and like turn and look at you and like rock out with you.
Yeah,
but you're in your own little fucking world. Just smile on your face up.
Oh,
it's great, though. It's great.
Yeah, wicked. So how did you two meet?
On Tinder.
No.
Yeah.
Grinder.
Sorry, Grinder. Yeah. No,
not really.
It must have been a good first date then.
Oh, it's great first date. But no, so going
I
back
had
to
another
Tim.
drummer before.
Yeah, Tim, the old drummer. He, I'd been in bands with him for years, and I think we got sick of our band previously, so we decided to start doing a side project, A Panda, and then that just kind of took over, so we ran with it. And I think we're about a year into A Panda. Things were going well, really well.
News were killer. I'd already heard about him before Matt put the feelers out for another drummer, so I'd already heard about him around the place. Then I hadn't played in a band for maybe 6 months, and I started getting the inkling back. Just life wasn't what it was before. I needed to play again. So I went searching for another band, and
basically I just put the ad out, going, which I'd never done before. Because there's always like conversations with someone you knew, and just going, okay, I'm a drummer, I'm a bassist, let's hook up and stuff.
But you want someone committed, and I think that's what Matt was looking at, someone committed, and I was already committed to my last band. And so Tim got a job in Sydney. Tim was a distiller at Whippersnapper in East Perth.
Nice.
He was a master distiller there, and Tim got the big job. He got snapped up, poached by a joint in Sydney.
Yeah. So he's like, well, you can't say no to that. It was
a job of a lifetime for him, and he had to make that tough choice.
And Timmy, if you're listening right now, fucking love you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're still fucking hitting the skins.
I can't wait to meet you one day, Tim.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so basically I just put the ad out trying to find a drummer, and Adam was the second drummer that auditioned, because here I am thinking, going, fuck man, it's going to take me like a year to find the right drummer.
Yeah, you don't want to lose momentum as a band. I think that's what we've learned. Like you lose, like especially in a two-piece, you lose your drummer, then Matt was really worried. And I'm not really like, are we ever going to get back to where we were?
And I'm not like a solo acoustic guy. That's not me. I just want to like rock out as loud as I can. And I need a drummer for that. But then, so ads came along and just ticked all the boxes. And I was like, holy shit, I think you're my new drummer.
It was cool because I think you'd organised an audition and then at Hen House, and then you had to delay it. And then you said, I can't make this one. Let's book it for next week. So it gave me another week to kind of learn some tracks.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure in the first week I learned like 2 songs. And then by the time we jammed the next week, I'd already learned like 6 songs.
Yeah.
So we got in the rehearsal room and he's like, what song do you want to play? And I'm like, whatever.
He's like, let's play them all.
Let's just play them all. So we played all 6 straight off the bat.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, all right, that's it. Like, let's start working together. Let's do it.
Because, I mean, there's so many...
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's so many avenues, like, for a musician, like... Well, not avenues, but, I guess, the boxes to tick. So, okay, well, he may be super dedicated in the sense of he'll learn all the songs and play the absolute shit out of them. But he might be like, oh, yeah, my availability's not that great. Like my weekends are always...
You've got to be dedicated, man. And how many bands get out there and they lose people, month on, month off, and they really struggle to get that momentum going and get to the point where they can play shows.
Yeah.
And that's why we're 2 people, man.
Oh, it's so much easier.
2 people, man. We just have to get 2 people together, and we rock the house. Like people go, no, there's not 2 people in that band.
Yeah, are you always a 2-piece, or is it normally a bass player? No, just 2. And then the other one is, which I'll never get sick of, is like, you guys are fucking awesome. Like, how do you make such a huge sound with just 2 of you? Yeah. And it's a lot of hard work and...
Yeah, that's taken time to develop, Matt's guitar sound is like signature now. Like, it doesn't change. And awesome. Matt's like, no, it's not changing. In the studio, it's not changing. Everything's the same. And... yeah, and I think Matt's sound is more the Panda, but I think the Panda sound is slowly progressing. And I was always excited to write new stuff because, as much as I love the work that Tim did with the Pandas, and I try and keep that honest to what Tim did, out of respect. But I love all the new stuff we've been writing because it feels like us.
Well, that's it. So you're putting your flavour on anything post Tim.
And I'm not a songwriter as such. Matt writes the tracks, but he'll come to me with ideas and I bring the arrangement. Like I can go, right, like I'm just good at arranging stuff. I'm not melody person at all, but when it comes to arranging songs and making them quite dynamic and having slow bits and high bits and loud and soft, like that's what it's all about, I think. And I feel like the songs are both of ours. I don't just play drums for the Pandas.
No.
Me and Matt work the songs to death until we get them to the point where we're really, really happy with them.
That's
and
awesome,
some
man.
songs take 20 minutes to put together. Others take fucking
Well, other
months.
ones have never made the cut.
Others haven't made the cut.
You know, like they just
Right.
didn't work out. Like you had ages ago, over a year ago at least, we had this song which was kind of like two different songs, and we really wanted to mash them together.
Yeah, like we had a verse and a chorus, but
then
they
we
were
just
different
couldn't get-
tempos. But they were such cool riffs, and I still love them. But I just don't think that track was for the Pandas.
Yeah.
I think that track is maybe something. I mean,
Well, it could be. We just never
yeah,
made
it could
work.
be, but I still think that a song like that needs a bigger band.
Yeah.
Like, it needs a bass player. Needs more. You know.
Well, needs is a strong word. We just haven't found the right way to.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it'll come. Maybe we'll get it together one day.
Yeah, maybe
but like,
in
if
10 years'
something's
time.
not working,
I don't know.
fucking move on. Leave it for next month, and work on it later.
But wow, man, it must be like I can see the logistics of just being a duo as opposed to being 4 or 5 piece must be so much better.
On every level, dude. Like right from the beginning, as far as rehearsals go. Are you free Wednesday? Yeah, sweet, lock it in.
Yeah.
Done. And then as far as knocking heads, there's only 2 of you. So it's not like you have to do votes. Okay, well, are we all in? No, the bass player's not into it. All right, fuck, scrap it then, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the gigs, everything. Are you free on Saturday night for a gig? Yeah, sweet, lock it in. So the momentum just kept going. It's just, I would gladly have another side project, and it probably would be a bigger band again. But I'm just so satisfied with Commander Panda.
Sorry, keep
So
going.
I was about to say, well, it's also, like if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Like if this really, really works, if you have something like a really good foundation to sort of build on, there's you probably don't need to start something else. Oh, again, I don't know.
We're just running with it, mate. Like we've had such good support, and people love the shows. So we're just running with what works,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong though. It's like the amount of gigs that we'll do, and you'll get a bass player who comes up to you and goes, "You guys are awesome, but you need a bass player." Like, that happens so often. It's just like,
But as a bass player, you have to say that when there's no bass player in the band.
I just really want to see a bass player there. But in some way, they're probably right. There probably is some, something missing. I mean, part of like my setup is I've got 2 octave pedals on my board. One feeds through one speaker and leaves the other one.
Are we going to do a rig rundown, are we? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have my rig here.
Oh, you didn't bring it. You didn't bring your pedal.
That's all right. We can do that. We can do that on Sunday.
Matt's got the biggest pedal board in Perth, mate. I'm telling you, like his pedal board is as big as a dining table, nearly, mate. Like, and I swear, it's at least a meter.
Well,
It's pretty big.
Your dining table is bigger.
Size doesn't matter.
I guess, hey, as long as he keeps pulling the sound and his tone holds and his amp doesn't cut out, I'm fucking. First gig me and Matt played together. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, do it. Tell me. Look, imagine like I am here. I'm sitting here. I'm a new fan. I know nothing about it. So soak it in.
So you haven't
Tell
seen
me
us
about
play?
it. No, I haven't. I haven't seen.
Oh, man.
This is embarrassing for me, man. But I haven't really seen any Perth bands. But in the last 3 months, I've had like this overdose of information and music and stuff. And like again, I'm blown away by the quality of music out there. So again, I'm so excited to go to the gig on Sunday. To the gig.
Oh, you're coming? Sweet.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, awesome.
I'm coming again, like to the like to see Spotgun, Amber Down, Electric State. I've got both Amber and Electric State on next week as well. So it's so cool to me because I feel like I've just had like this super concentrated injection of Perth rock.
And all
wicked.
the guys, all the guys and chicks in the bands, it's not that they play music, it's that they're all just so nice. It's such a you go to a nightclub and you tell me you can't see at least 20 douchebags around. Come on.
Yeah.
Like in any bar in Perth. You go to any bar or club in Perth, there's always douchebags. But you go to a rock gig, like where the local bands play, the crowds are so good and so well behaved and everyone's friends. It's like amazing. There's none of that like jargon that, you know, gives Perth a bad name. It's such a positive and everyone's there just to support each other.
But the awesome thing is, like,
so cool, man.
All those bands are fucking shit hot as well. So you are going to thoroughly love watching all of them.
Electric State, man, will blow your eyeballs apart. We went on tour down south with them, and we kind of played to not many people at all, but it didn't matter because we had so much fun, you know?
Well, tell me about the first gig. Tell me about the first gig.
Okay, so first gig, we did a gig at the Aberdeen Hotel, and I think it was like a comp, wasn't it? It was.
So was that our first gig?
Yeah.
I thought the Den was our first gig.
Nah. It was definitely that gig at the Aberdeen for Tom Mantle.
Yeah, that Battle of the Bands.
It was a Battle of the Bands thing, and I've always been a bit. I played a couple before, and I'm like, you know. But we played it, and we didn't win.
Not by a long shot.
But it was our first gig. You know, I felt I played okay, but Matt's guitar kept cutting out, and he had like problems, so his sound kept going. And by the end of the gig, I just said, Matt, just stick with the same fucking tone, just go with a heavy tone, and let's just finish the show. You know? Because his clean tone wasn't working, and so that's when Matt really invested in his setup.
Yeah.
Because I don't want problems with gigs. I don't want shit going wrong.
Right, so that
and you did, and since then your setup has been rad, bro.
It's been a lot better.
It's awesome.
Massive, but massive.
Yeah.
Massive. It's almost bigger than my drum kit. It's crazy.
Because the second gig we played, I think, was the Den. And I kept stepping on my guitar lead.
I love that gig.
To the point where I stood on it and moved and pulled the whole lead out of the guitar. Now, being a two-piece, there's no one else to kind of cover me, so
no one to hide behind with two-piece at all.
So from that moment on, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm going wireless from now on, and I'm so glad I did, because obviously never had that problem again. And but you got to learn somehow, right? It's all part of the learning.
But hey, we got through the show and
always do. So.
It didn't affect anything.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
we still get lots of shows. People still appreciated the show, so it's all good.
So how often are you sort of gigging on a non-COVID basis?
Well, last year we did 33 gigs a year, which was our best year yet. Now, obviously, COVID's kind of fucked that up for this year. But the gigs are starting to roll in again, you know.
So I think we played, was it the 13th of June? I think the pubs opened the 13th of June, right? And the Baltimore, the 60-30 in Merriwa, they put on a gig on the first day, and we got to play first. So we started at like 7:45 on the first day that the pubs opened, and it was limited to 100 people. So I kind of suspect that maybe we were the first band to play after COVID in Perth. Maybe.
Hey.
I did a bit of homework on this, because I was really hoping for that. We were definitely one of the first bands.
We're definitely one of the first.
Definitely one of the first, but Flyball Governor beat us.
What time did they play?
7:30, I think.
Fuck you, Flyball Governor. Mel and Alex, God.
Stealing
Wait till I see you, Mel and Alex.
Yeah, that's it. You should really fight that one out.
I love Flyball Governor. Flyball Governor rock the house, mate. They're fucking incredible. And there's no band in Perth like them, mate.
Oh, fuck no. They're like funk.
I don't think there's any band in Australia like Flyball Governor. Have you seen them?
No, I have not, but I'll write that down.
Yeah, write them on the list, bro. Get in contact with Mel and Alex, their husband and wife, and they have an amazing band.
They will melt your face off.
Nice.
Mel's vocals.
So close.
She's only a little girl, maybe 5'3", but man, can she fucking yell? She's awesome.
Oh, fantastic. So how long have you two been playing together in this current setup?
2 years, I think.
Just over 2 years.
Oh wow.
So it hasn't been that long. I played in the band before, Shelby and the Neighbours. We went for about 4 years, but that fell apart, and I went a few months without, and that's when I found that. So we haven't looked back since.
Yeah.
We got big plans for the next 5 years. Big plans.
Yeah. Well, tell us about that. What's
looks like we got the 2J Festival for next year, which should possibly be our biggest show.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Potentially, like it's a festival, so potentially 1,000 plus.
Yeah, definitely.
And starting to put the feelers out to Melbourne, Eastern States, but obviously we've got time now because of COVID and nothing's really going on. So now's the time where we can really plan. We can play gigs in Perth and that's fine, but now's the time that we've got time to plan and write and just focus on the band for the year, you know?
Yeah, so I think like next year we're hoping to reach the Eastern States. So we'll spend the rest of this year trying to plan it all and all that. We've been talking about
Sean from the Rock Pits, like all on board with this. He's brought bands over from Melbourne and the Eastern States to play with us, and then hopefully we can help him and he can help us and maybe get some gigs over east. Yeah. I've got a few contacts over east, but we'll just see what happens.
Well, that's again being a duo. It's so much cheaper to go on tour.
Man, you want to pay us, or do you want to play Electric State 4 flights to go over?
Do the math.
I love those boys; they're amazing.
What about? Have you got any plans on going overseas?
Ooh, well, yeah, hopefully.
I'd love to.
The next 5 years.
I have one contact in Scotland. My daughter's mum, Jill, her brother drives bands around Europe. So I have that contact over there, and he said Berlin is the place to play.
I also heard
Germany in general is
like for rock bands and stuff.
Yep.
Like if we could get
Singapore, I heard is a really good one.
Yeah, and I think
Singapore.
Yeah, they love their rock music. They love it. So I'm assuming it'll be a lot cheaper to go to Singapore as well.
Yeah.
So
compared to going all the way to Europe. I mean, obviously you can't go anywhere at the moment, but yeah, absolutely. Going to Singapore would be about half the price.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, hopefully that'll be the next stepping stone, and then Germany.
I mean, there's no big international acts really touring until at least next year.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah,
next year.
All the summer festivals, pretty much all touring activity in all of Europe got postponed due to COVID.
So Faith No More cancelled. Everyone.
All the summer festivals.
Everyone.
I saw on Facebook the other day. It was a European country, and they did a concert where they set up in front of this row of hotels. So instead of people buying tickets, they got hotel rooms and stood on the balconies and watched this concert. Yeah, it was sick. So they had like 4 people maximum on a balcony.
That's so good.
Yeah, but it's like this massive hotel.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love these ideas that people are coming up with.
And there's the other thing.
Have you heard
of Mark Ribley?
Yeah, the drive-in.
The drive-in, Mark Ribley. Have you heard of him?
No, but I've seen those drive-in concerts.
So Mark Ribley, he's a one-man funk band, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
He sings, he samples, does all the beats on the computer and stuff, and he's done like a tour.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I know him.
He is amazing.
Yeah,
he always wears no shirt or he's wearing a bathrobe. And
and he does a crazy. Yeah.
And he's amazing. He's so good.
He's sensational. Yeah.
Oh man, if I could play drums for someone, that's like my dream. Like him or Stevie Wonder by far.
Well, I guess you're stuck with me.
Yeah, I'm stuck with Mr. Panda for the time being.
Well, he's done a whole heap of live streams through the whole pandemic stuff as well. But I suppose the majority of his business is live streaming. He calls people up, like he gets people to call up to give him a topic, and he just does it like improvises.
Oh no shit! He's fucking amazing. Yeah,
he's
so talented.
So yeah, he is, man. And
and all he's got is a MIDI keyboard and a sampler pad.
Well, that's it.
And that's it. And he'll sit in his hotel room, at his home, wherever he is, he can just pull off a gig, and he just makes it up as he goes along. He's so good.
He was booked to go to Australia. I think March or April. but obviously it all got cancelled. He wasn't gonna come to Perth. Though. We were quite upset about that.
Oh,
But he'll be back one day.
You in Perth, Mark? Come and see us, Mark.
You jackass.
I guarantee you come to Perth, you'll get laid, Mark. he must be getting laid every night. That guy. He's not married.
No, he's not a looker.
His music is his look. He's creative, and his whole feel is his look.
He's beautiful on the inside.
He's getting laid every night. Every night he plays a gig, he's getting it good. I guarantee, man.
Well, so coming back to you guys, in regards to your, you mentioned a lot about sort of like your writing songs at the moment. You're gigging a lot, but what about recording? Are you planning on releasing some songs?
Yeah.
Anytime soon?
Yeah. So before COVID all happened, we started recording our second session.
Yeah.
With Oracle Sound and Mr. Jay Huxtable at the helm, who just got married, by the way. So congratulations again.
Love you, Rumi.
And yeah, so we, as of next week, we're doing the final touches,
final backup vocals and final mix, and we're pretty much just going to start planning release and stuff. We're just going to wait for maybe COVID to loosen a bit, and it'll take us a few months to release.
Yeah, we want to do it properly.
We really want to do it properly this time and have everything lined up. So once we get to the point, it's just bang.
And as funny as it is, I think the last thing we need to change is going to sound weird, but we need to change Adam's ooze to R's. Because the ooze just did not work. So we're really hoping that the R's are going to make it.
So Jay's like, oh man, Ad's, you got to come to the studio. We've got to do backup vocals. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I get there and Matt was running late. So I just said, Jay, let's just start and see what we can come up with. And we come up with stuff, and it sounded quite cool. We were having fun with it and stuff, but we just want to change a few little things. And yeah, there's a song coming out that's different from any Panda stuff before. We've played it a hell of a lot, and it's my favourite song to play now. It feels a bit more mature for us, and it feels like we're growing. But not that I want to change the Panda sound at all.
No.
This may be just a one-off track that's a bit different.
Yeah.
You never know.
Exactly.
See what happens.
And you'll be playing this on Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
It's called The Wind Howls Like Hell in July. And, yeah.
It basically
really stripped back, but it's a beautiful track. I'm not going to love it.
Yeah, it's just like a lot darker, I guess, because normally, like, you know, Commander Panda is all about having fun and just rocking out and being happy, like happy little shithead. But yeah, like this one is just a lot moodier and darker. So
I really like it.
Yeah, but it's still fun. Yeah, like Adam said, it's like my favorite song that we've recorded so far.
Yeah, obviously it was the one track. Anytime I've been in the studio, and I think I've recorded 20 odd tracks over my life, and this one is the most I'm most proud of.
Awesome.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So
I feel like really hit a point, and hopefully everyone else feels the same.
That's good. It's like we may love it, but will anybody else? Fuck, I don't know. Like time will tell, I guess.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about a bit more about that. So you're doing an EP. Are you planning on? And you said you were gonna sort of try and do it right this time. So what does that entail? Are you doing like how are you planning to do it? Are you doing videos? Are you releasing it as singles or?
Well, for instance.
We've always done the single thing.
Yeah, always done the single thing.
But just release a couple of singles a year.
As an example, the last singles that we released, we never got around to actually putting them on Spotify, for instance. So we're really
not actually out there.
Right.
So we're kind of cheating here. So the latest 3 songs that we just recorded, we're actually going to chuck the other 2 onto this one and release that as an EP. Yeah. So we're kind of cheating here.
So there's 2 songs that we recorded last year, and then 2 songs we recorded, 3 songs we recorded this year. But one of those 3 songs is a really old song that Matt did with Tim that we've always played, but we always wanted to record it really good.
Yeah. So anyway, so as far as
never slept so well.
So as far as releasing this, like we just want to make sure that we have enough time to market it properly, to put the teasers out there. Obviously, get the right venue, the right supporting bands. Make sure it's ready to go. Spotify, all the other ones.
And the more people I talk to about Spotify, I think it was Jay from Nucleus.
Yeah.
Like we had a chat with him, and he's been an old photographer friend of ours. But he's a singer for Nucleus, big metal band in Perth that's on big things.
Yeah, I've got them on in about 2 weeks.
Oh man, those guys like pinnacle for metalcore in Perth for sure.
Oh yeah, that's I was completely blown away when I heard their. Actually, I've got it right here. See, I've got their.
Yeah, man, it's so fun.
That is top.
It is
shit,
top quality.
Yeah.
They just got a new drummer. I think Geordie. George just took over drums. And I was like, man, why didn't he offer me that job? Fuck you. I just like the band, so I'd always like, player, you know.
No, they're like crazy good, man.
And Geordie Canarch is a killer drummer, man. He's so good. So yeah, he put us onto this thing where with Spotify, there's all these, like, you've really got to plan your release. And if you can get it onto any playlists that big people are producing, then that's where you're going to kind of find your numbers in Spotify. Personally, I hate Spotify. Okay? I don't think it's done any favors for the music industry. No, it's done nothing but take from artists and everyone else who's trying to make a dollar. And I really struggle with that. I really, really do. But in this day and age, you are almost forced as a musician to release on Spotify these days. And it's really, really sad.
But there's a lot of platforms that you can release on.
There is.
You won't make your money from Spotify. But you're not out on many platforms as you can.
Yeah. But nothing's going to go back. I mean, to me, it makes sense these days. Concert tickets are up here, you know, and music sales, like to buy a song, is down here. So they're obviously, like, they have to make their money somehow. But I think that the industry was much more fairer back when it was like this, you know, not when gigs are up here and music sales are down here, people paying streaming for free or paying 1 cent for a song or $1 for a song. You know, they needs to come back a bit, you know.
And I think a lot of bands are trying to make their money from merch. You know, like they're trying to flog as many T-shirts and CDs as they can. Just to
any local band in Perth, and I can speak for all local bands in Perth, is that none of us make money. It all costs us more than what we get back. And the only reason we do it is because we love it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so cool, the Perth industry, because there's no money involved. Yeah, no one's fucking.
It's just nothing but passion.
It's all
passion.
But that's everywhere, though. Like, again, it is like when you are sort of
exactly
at that level, you know, where you're still sort of trying to sort of stick your head through the noise. It is a matter of getting as many gigs as possible and selling as much as much merch as possible, because that is how you recoup some money that can then pretty much pay for your van hire and recordings and all that.
We managed to source enough money from gigs last year to pay for our recording, which was the first time that has ever happened in my whole career. Right. First time that we've actually made enough money to put towards something substantial.
Actually, that's a good point.
And that was really cool. But it only took like half a dozen gigs, couple $100 here, $200 here, and me and Matt don't take any of the money. We put it all towards the band.
Yeah, good.
It all just gets input into the band. We pay for everything ourselves.
See, I like that, and that's again something I'm really curious. Every time I have bands on, I'm really curious to hear how they treat the band. You know, like in regards to like as a business or a brand. So how are you guys doing it? So obviously, as you said, like you put all the money, like you reinvest it back, and you know you use that to pay for recordings and stuff. What in regards to actually sort of managing the band? Are you doing that yourself, or have you got someone else helping you?
No, it's us, man. So Lucy used to do quite a lot for us, like promo stuff, Facebook stuff, all that stuff. Matt's partner, but she got quite tied up with uni and study, and it all become a little bit too much. So she stood back a little bit, and she said, "Listen, I've just got to focus on uni." And we were like, "That's totally okay. You do what you got to do. Me and Matt will take over." I'm terrible with the online.
Yeah, things went downhill when you left.
But we've kind of found
good. We're doing
like, yeah, like maybe our internet presence has gone down.
Yeah, totally.
But our live presence is what pushes us. It's not our internet presence that keeps us going. It's the fact that we play shows and we stay relevant and we keep moving and we just what's it called? You've got to hold on to that momentum.
Yeah.
You have a break for 6 months as a band in Perth, you'll struggle to get gigs again.
But you know what's been interesting though? Throughout the whole time Command A Panda has been a thing, every gig that we've done, we've pretty much been given another gig from one of the bands or somebody who saw the show or whatever. And so we very rarely booked our own gig because we kind of did
nothing to do with Facebook or any online stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Just other bands coming up going, hey, I like what you guys do. Come open for us. And it's like, yeah, fuck yeah, we'll do it. Like, because we just want a gig, you know, we love the band. So it's just kind of just kept feeding each other, you know.
And that's the other thing. Like, a band might be massive on socials and online and stuff, but they might not have played a gig in the last 12 months. It's purely a recording and like not a live band. It's just about recording, releasing. There's so many bands like that. So many.
But you could sort of like, I could throw out a little controversial comment here.
Oh, absolutely.
What is more important if you want to make it big? Like, should you focus on, again, the local music scene and try and geek as much as possible, you know, throw yourself out in the trenches, you know, and fire away? Or should you try and focus more, like maybe shift that game down and actually focus more, like you said, focus more on your online presence and play less gigs?
Maybe.
Because that way, potentially, I'm thinking out loud here, if you had the money in the band to reinvest into your business, do some sponsored ads, target some people in Berlin, as you were saying, you know, on Germany, you know, and then aim to go over there. Because once you're there, like people in Germany, as you know, they fucking love their beers, but they also love their rock, and they buy merch like there's no tomorrow, man.
Well, I think the thing is, it's like, well, first off, you're asking the wrong people because we're not a big band, we're not successful. So,
but you can put that in your 5-year plan.
Yeah, exactly. Anything that I say has nothing back in it, but there's so many different sounds, so many different genres. So I'd say do as much homework as you can, put yourself out there on as many platforms and get out and gig as much as you can. Because, you know, if you're sitting in a bedroom, you know, you're not sharing your music via the internet or you're not out there gigging, you're not going to make it at all. You know what I mean? So do 100%. The gigs, do the gigs, be online as much as you can. You know, and yeah, like I said, you know, like Germany, you know, they totally dig it. You know, London, you know, there's a whole underground, you know, rock community who just absolutely thrives on stuff what we do, apparently. So find your target audience and hit it hard. You know, just keep hitting it, you know, and but as long as you're consistent, it'll work.
Exactly. But again, I suppose it also again comes down to, because this is again another fun thing I sort of like to sort of poke the guest a little bit.
Absolutely.
And sort of see, it's like, where would you ideally want to take it? Is it something you'd like to do full time, or is it something you're happy with just staying in Perth or potentially staying in Australia?
Well, if you're happy to fund it, we'll do it full time.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a lot cheaper to fund it when it's just the two of you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a tough one. The industry's tough. It's tougher than it used to be, I guess. But I've never looked at it. I've always aspired to, every musician aspires to play on big stages. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about going into the studio. It's not about any of that. It's about musicians want to play live. And I'd love to play the biggest shows I can possibly play in front of the biggest crowds I can possibly play and give a fuck about how many CDs we sell or any of that shit, you know? Like, I play for fun, and I wouldn't be playing still now after this many years if I didn't find enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
And if you don't enjoy it, then it's too hard, mate.
Absolutely.
If you're not enjoying it, it's too hard, mate. It's a hard industry, mate.
But it's one of those sort of double-edged swords as well, because it's one of those things. It's really, really hard to make good money unless you throw yourself out there. And to throw yourself out there, you're gonna have a a good buffer. It could be 6, 12 months or maybe more before you start sort of seeing any turnover again. And usually you have to get over to Europe. And if you go over there for like 2 months during the summer, play a couple of festivals, and try and book in a lot of sort of side gig and small support slots here and there. Again, same as here. You aren't going to get paid much, but again, you'll build your audience organically. You'll hopefully sell a lot of merch to either break even or make a little bit of money. But then again, you've got to be okay with not having an income in that time. So
that's it, and that's the thing.
And that's again, as you mentioned yourself, like if you have a daughter, if you got a family at home and stuff, it's in many cases it's either difficult or impossible. Mortgage. Exactly, you have to pay. Yeah,
life takes hold, and I think when you're young in your 20s, if you crack it then you're laughing, mate. But I'm 40 this year. So it's like
I'm 43 in a week, so I'll beat you there, man.
Yes.
You also look better than him too.
That's it.
I'm Danish, it comes with the genes. So
you got much better skin than me.
You lucky bastard.
But what do you do, Steve? What do you do for a cross?
Well, I work in the new housing industry just for a little bit, just while this stupid grant is on, by the time the government stops doing that, I'm probably going to pull the plug. And actually, I want to try and do music full time again. I was actually nice. just before this annoying grant came out, I was actually about to pull the plug completely, but it's hard to turn down now that everybody's jumping up and down to try and take advantage of this. So once this is done and dusted, hopefully I can sort of up this, try and see if I can build this, maybe do again. I've had a couple of people asking me about management, so maybe that's something I'll look into. And obviously I would love to play again. I haven't I play in a little cover band in Perth, but my heart has. I've put it this way: I've never played in a cover band until I got to Perth. I've always played originals. Always.
Man. I can't do covers, man. Yeah. It's not in my blood.
Well, I was going to say, going back to the whole,
I get so much more satisfaction in producing something myself.
It's such a different approach to it as well, because you're sitting as a drummer, you sit down, or as a musician, you sit down, you play someone else's. It's like, here, play this. I mean, it's very hard to sort of put your own feel to it if you play
exactly. And going back to the whole, doing music full time. Over the years, the amount of times I've kind of gone, fuck my job. Maybe I'll just, do solo acoustic covers all week and then rock out A Panda on the weekend. But I just can't do it. I just don't want to do it. Like when I was younger, I was always learning new covers, just for my own enjoyment.
But that's what gives you the skills. That's what inspires you when you're young. I was the same in my 20s and in my teens.
But as the years went on, I had less and less interest in covers. I'd sit there and go, I'm going to learn the song. I'd get through the verse and then I'd go, why the fuck am I spending my time learning someone else's song when I've got my own material I've got to work on? Just scrap this shit, and I'll work on my own stuff, and I'd feel so much better about it.
And Matt's an awesome songwriter. Fuck me, man. I'm just blessed that he comes up with such good shit.
But it's like playing covers. It also really comes down to how you approach that, because if you play covers for the sake of playing covers, and if you just go out and you play Wonderwall and Kazan and all that stuff, you know what I mean? You're not really gonna sort of improve your skills, you know what I mean? But again, if you sit down and you want to learn a song because it's challenging, like if you want to sit down and learn some Primus or some Tool stuff, good luck. That really takes a bit.
Good luck, mate.
But
exactly.
We actually have one cover.
We only play one,
and we made it our own.
Tips about this.
We are.
That's another thing. Yeah, make it your own.
We've made it our own, so we did a cover of. We do a cover of No Scrubs by TLC, but we've turned it into a punk rock version of.
Oh, it's almost ska.
It's got a
second verse. It's like.
Then it's
got a reggae feel. It's fucking great.
Then it just goes full blown punk. And that's it. We love playing it because we do feel like we've made it our own. Yeah. And you catch the crowd off guard. you always get the first people kind of going, hey, and then other people don't quite pick up on it. And then you get to the chorus or whatever, and then everyone's kind of going, oh, fuck yeah. And that's it, because we've made it our own.
And we do the two vocal takes, so it's like, oh, yes, son, I'm talking to you. And then Matt will be like,
let's home with your mama.
Oh, yes, son, I'm talking to you. And like we do shit like that and just make it like, it's totally turned into just fun.
It's
That's
great.
awesome.
But, yeah.
Smiling drummer again.
yeah.
But yeah, like we talked about covers, and like we had a few gigs where we, you know, when we first got together, we didn't quite have the set we needed for some gigs. So what do? Well, fucking maybe we slip in a cover there.
I got a bit like Adam was never keen.
I was always against it, always from day dot.
Whereas I think it's great because I mean, same again, like it's pretty hard to keep your crowd's attention the whole entire time
with original music,
even for half an hour. So I've always kind of had the back of my head going, have one cover to pull them back, and then continue on with the set. So we always chuck that one like in the middle of the set.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Pull them back, and then keep doing what you do. You know? So, and it works. It works a treat. Love it.
And we plan the set. It's weird, like when we plan a set, because when we play with Electric Stage South, right, and we play a set with them, they might play half an hour set, they might play 7 songs.
Maybe, yeah.
We can play up to 12 songs in half an hour.
Once you get bigger two-piece, it's hard to fill out.
Because some songs are really short, like that Wind Howls Like Hell in July, that's the longest song we've ever written.
And that's like
it only goes
4 minutes 20.
But that would be less than 3 minutes, and that's excluding any breaks in between songs. Like if you're like, don't engage with the audience at all or something, it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4.
we do, but like some songs, and like we obviously play faster when you play live, you know, some songs we can smash through, and other times it's just different sometimes. It's never the same, man. Every gig's different. Always play songs at mildly different tempos.
So what's the best gig you've played so far? Like the best or gig or biggest or like your favorite?
Like together?
Yeah, absolutely. The best, the biggest.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite gig? Fuck. Man, that's a tough question.
You know, a gig I did like was the one down at Scarborough that first time we played the Oceans Bar.
Oh, that was killer. That was great.
So there's a little bar in the corner of Scarborough near the old Lookout and stuff called the Oceans Bar, and it's a drinking bar. But on Fridays they used to have bands from like 8 o'clock, and it was the kind of bar that everyone used to go to drinking after work. So there was always a big crowd there, and there's possibly one of the biggest crowds we've played for. But the room was packed, and everyone was half sauced, and they're all dancing, and that was a really memorable gig for me.
No,
memorable.
You know what I loved about that actually? It felt really good for us was we headlined it. There's only 2 bands before us. The crowd was in there, like you had like half the crowd in there, and everyone was just kind of just watching them and all that.
I think we played with Trolley Boy and stuff like that, and they're a bit softer than us.
But then we got on stage and started rocking out, and people were like flooding in from the courtyard because they just heard the energy, they heard the vibe, and were like, fuck, I've got to check this out. And then that's when it kind of filled up. And everyone was dancing around, like losing their shit. And yeah, so I've got to admit, like that was probably one of the most favourable gigs.
Yeah, absolutely.
The crowd participation was probably on one of the highest levels that we've kind of experienced, you know, as performers.
I always like that first gig we played at Grumpy's as well.
Oh, that was great too.
Yeah, because we have, is it Creeps?
Yeah.
So, like, we got this song called Creeps, and we had a couple of guys in the crowd that knew the song quite well. So, there's a bit in the song where it's like, dun, 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 woo, dun, 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 dun. And, like, every time we did that bit, it happens like 3 times in the song, everyone would be like, dun, 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 yeah!
Can I do how that started? That started from a gig that we did at the Paso.
With that keyboard player, what's his name?
No. It was Nathan from Alexander Bridge.
Okay, yeah.
And Lucy, my partner. They were in the crowd for that. And between the 2 of them, they were sort of like, woo! And then, so that just kind of like carried on. Anytime like either one of them was there for that song. And then, they got the crowd getting involved.
Dun, 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 woo!
Like, Aussie. Oh.
Yeah. Exactly. And I was just blown away by like the participation at that show. It was just, and it wasn't a very big crowd at all.
Nah, wasn't a big crowd, but fuck, they all loved it, ate it up, moshed to it, and So, no.
And anytime we play at Lucy's, it's always a blast as well. Have you been to Lucy's Love Shack?
I don't think so, no.
So Lucy's Love Shack's up Murray Street on the other side of Barrack Street, so towards Royal Perth Hospital. And it's up there on the left. It used to be called the Ambar back in the day, back when I was like 18, 19, 20 and stuff. And I actually saw Heath Ledger DJ there one night.
Really?
When I was really young. I was only like 20, and Heath Ledger was in. And I always remember the venue because it had such a low ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not a big high ceiling venue.
And the floors were the stickiest fucking shit you've ever walked on.
And now it's just a full-blown rock bar, and it's awesome. Get your ass down to Lucy's, everyone.
Well, again, as I said before, I'm a bit embarrassed to say that, you know, obviously having the logistics sort of sorted at home with three little boys, you know, it's a bit different for me to sort of get out.
Absolutely.
But
three boys.
Yeah. We had another one last year. So
Congratulations.
He's almost one now, and then five tomorrow, and 6, almost 7.
Man,
so yeah, got my hands
full. They must
full.
keep you busy.
Yeah, they do, and that's again why, you know, it's been sort of difficult for me to sort of keep up. You know, like we obviously have to pay the bills, as we spoke about before, right? And,
it's hard, man. Yeah.
But so every time I had to sort of venture out for a gig, it's usually been, you know, if there was like, you know, I went to see Ugly Kid Joe a couple of years ago when they came to Perth, and like very, very few concerts I've been to the last couple of years. But now, you know, sort of after I started doing this, sort of by accident as a part of the whole COVID stuff, I've been exposed to all these local bands that are just so good,
much more fun.
So good.
So and much again, more fun,
and again, it's a lot cooler because you can actually talk to people. Like, I can get to know you before I actually hear your music, which is crazy. And I think that's also why I've had such a good feedback on this show, because so many people, you know, have never heard about the guys that are on.
Yeah.
And then again, you get to hear their story. You get to hear some fun banter, and a bit of insight. And then people go and check out the music, and all of a sudden, it like they have this emotional connection because they actually almost know you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's and actually speaking of that is something you should do. That is super easy to do as a promotion for the band. You should do a lot of podcasts. People out there would love to get more guests. I've been extremely fortunate. Like I've had guys like Ian Menzies, Chris Symes and stuff like that has set up. You know, Ian set up this chat. He set up the one for Amberdown, Electric State, and a lot of the other local bands.
Looks at Ian and Lou, man. Like, oh my God, Ian is the best roadie in Perth. He looks after Lou so good. He is the best husband in Perth, hands down, man. Sorry if you're married, Steve. Yeah. Man, Ian's just like, he's so good.
He's the man.
He's just looks after everybody so good. And who's he managing now? He's managing
Spudgun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fucking cool, man. Come manage us, Ian. Fuck.
And that's, but honestly, like there would be people out there who have, you know, podcasts about music or about. It doesn't necessarily have to be about music. Like a lot of people,
not really. No,
it would just have like it could even be sort of people that want to talk to, you know, entrepreneurs, because really, what a band is, if you want to take it to the next level, you are an entrepreneur. Like you have your band, you have your business,
I like that.
you want to grow your business. And a lot of people out there who are, you know, coaches or you know, the whole, I just hate the whole entrepreneur word as such, you know what I mean? But effectively,
it feels outdated, doesn't it?
It feels very Trump.
It just doesn't feel very rock and roll. Hey,
no. Very
so
but
that is.
But
that is something. Yeah, no, honestly, that is something you and any other band who wants to make something more out of themselves, so sort of think a bit outside the whole Perth square, should try and get on some podcasts, because all it is, it's an hour and a half of your time. You can sit at home and do it while, you know, smoke some weed or drink some beers, and you can talk to someone in Germany. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Or the States or so. I actually did another chat this morning with a guy in the States. So that was like, I spoke to him this morning at 9. That was 9 p.m. at Rhode Island on the East Coast. And, it was crazy to sit there to talk to someone. All of a sudden, you tap into sort of his network and sort of, people that he's been collaborating with. And it's such a good way of networking remotely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, it's just about being creative these days.
It is. And again, and this is why I think a lot of people really underestimate the power of this whole COVID stuff, because everybody in the music industry is sitting at home right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we tried to shoot, we had good intentions, but we tried to shoot a live show in a rehearsal room, right? And
at Super Freak in June, July.
And I really put the effort in to try and get the sound right. And it's a very hard thing to do without help. And we tried, and the video come up okay, but the audio cut out, and the audio didn't cut it. So we need to work on that more to be able to. But this has helped us.
Are you talking about live
streaming?
You're talking about because obviously live streaming.
No, it wasn't. No, we didn't want to live stream. We just wanted to record, and then I wanted to go back and just set the track and maybe give the track a bit of a mix and then release it. Did you see what Post Malone when he did all the Nirvana stuff?
Great.
I was kind of thinking something along that. Obviously, he's got massive capital to produce something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I was thinking down that same track, so I wanted to at least have a rough mix and not just have everything running through a freaking iPhone,
But again, if you want to do if you want to sort of set up an actual sort of like semi-professional production where you actually have everything mic'd up and running it as a live stream, you can do that sort of fairly inexpensively if that is something you want to look into.
Well, even full drums.
Yeah, man. I know you can't see that right now. I can show you when we're done here. I can call you back on my phone. I can sort of show you the whole setup I have here. But it's super easy to do, and I reckon a couple of grand max, and you'd have something that you can use permanently. You can even take that to gigs and stream live from gigs as well.
Because over COVID, the one thing I've done is I've got my whole computer recording setup happening.
Oh, fuck, you've done well, man.
Oh man, and now I've been doing hip hop with the guys next door, and old guys from school. They come home. We recorded a couple of tracks last night, and I give them a quick mix. And it's just about learning for me now. And I'd love to get to the stage where I can, record a demo for me and Matt, and at least we can send it off to Jay at Oracle to give him an idea. And it's so nice to hear stuff back very quickly. And I love technology for that, is that I can record a drum beat or a guitar riff and send it to Matt, and it's pretty good quality straight off,
Totally good enough.
Are you guys outsourcing any of the stuff that you aren't sort of good at yourself? Or have you been thinking about that?
I'm still learning. I have a pretty big musical background. Like, I've done it for a long time. I've played drums since I was nearly 30 years now. But my nana played piano, and so I've just grown up with it my whole life. Studied TE, music at school, everything. But now I'm at the point where I've got some money and I've invested it back into doing what I enjoy and learning piano again. It's crazy. And it's just a big journey for me, and I've lived it for nearly 30 years now, and I'll never ever give it up. My daughter's the same. She's 7, and she's already like amazing singer. It's just
awesome. She loves dancing.
Well. She's just, it's so cool to watch your kids grow up and have them take your influence. Do your kids like the stuff you do?
Well, that's again another reason why I really want to sort of give up selling houses, because it doesn't really give me any personal joy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I've got any specific passion or anything for designing houses and stuff. Like, again, I've been doing it because again, exactly. It pays the bills and all that. But so really, my kids haven't really seen me play that much music. They've been to a couple of gigs, when we've been when we had like a Sunday session somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sort of being being a musician and creating your own stuff. No, they haven't seen any of that stuff. So, I've got this pretty cool setup here. I don't know if you can sort of see about my drums.
Yeah, I can see a bit back there. It looks cool.
Yeah. And again, like I started using that really a couple of months ago. And like I said, my oldest son is nearly 7. So it's
same as my girl. My girl's the same. She's 7 in November, and she's just thriving on it at the moment. It's great.
So yes, so that's again another reason why I would love to say, look, just give it a shot. I just don't want to look back in 20 years and say, oh man, I should have.
You got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I did the same 3 years ago. Like I'd been a chef for 20 years, and I got to the point in my career where I felt like I'd been head chef here, production manager here, I'd done it all, and I wanted to move on and learn something else. So I failed for 6 months. And now I'm a nurse. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, completely changed. And it's the best thing I ever did in my life was making those changes in life, having the confidence to go, right, I'm making a change and I'm going to do it. Yeah. I didn't want to be cooking and slaving in kitchens when I'm 40 and 50 and stuff, I wanted an outlet, and I wanted a really positive job that made me feel good. Best career choice I've ever made, mate. And the only thing that would take me away from that now is the music. If the music really gave it all, if
it took off,
I'd give it up for that, but nothing else, because I love my work. Work's great.
So what would it take for you to give it up? Like how much would you need to sort of be able to up the music to be able to give up, or to be able to give that full time?
I don't know. What's the next step? You need a deal. You need someone to give you a heads up.
To latch on and go, okay. Well,
you need someone to give you a break. Like, what do? You need someone to, I don't know.
Again, it's,
this
is out of the money. It's like, who's got the money? Who wants to
bands go in all different directions. Some bands, like, example, right, have you heard of Scalp Hunter in Perth?
No, I have not.
All right, get hold of those boys. Write that band down.
I'm writing it down here.
You want the best? They're possibly the best punk band in Perth.
Oh, they're
possibly the best punk band in Perth.
So good.
No offense to Ocean Drive, Incomplete, any of those guys, but come on, Scalp Hunter are pretty good. But they've been going 11 years.
I thought it was 10 years.
10 or 11, yeah.
10 and a half years.
But that's a long time and they're at a level above us for sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
But they don't play near as many gigs as us. They're very selective, and but they've already got that massive following from years and years and years of gigging and just...
Actually, they've got a gig coming up soon at Lucy's Love Shack, I think, with Nankazi and Desert Dogs. So you should look that up.
That'll be a good gig.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those guys, you see them on stage, as soon as they come out on stage, you're just like, whoa.
Oh,
they're so good. They've been doing it for so long. It's just natural to them now,
But look, now you got me all curious, and this is again, I love to sort of poke the bear, poke the panda, poke the panda a little bit. But in regards to sort of like to taking it to the next level and make it, if you like. I hear so many people sort of saying, "Oh yeah, no, we need a record deal to be able to do that or something like that."
And it's a bit old school, isn't it?
It is. I reckon it is so old school. Like again, you live in 2020, or almost 2021. You have social media, probably the best and absolute cheapest tool available for you to be able to generate leads, regardless of which industry you're in, pretty much. And I think what you need, and this is funny. So let me give you a little tip here. I can tag you in this episode after. I spoke to a guy. This is probably 2 months ago or something. This is an old mate of mine back home in Denmark who used to be. He was playing in 2 bands. They've both been signed on Sony. Sony for one band, and I think it was Warner on the other. And their record deal ran out, and they decided not to renew it because they wanted creative control over the new albums. And what he was saying was, all you need is.
But they already had the following then.
Let him finish.
They all, of course, you're right. They had the following, they had the exposure, and again, mind you, they play radio-friendly music, so again, very different genre, but the infrastructure remains the same. Like the actual architecture for building your business remains the same.
Remains the same. That's right.
Yeah. So what he said is, which is quite interesting here. He said the 2 main things you need. You need one that's really, really good at branding you. So a really good like someone who could do all your social marketing for you. And obviously, if you guys aren't good at that, you just need to find someone that is, and someone you trust that can do that for you. So that's number one. Number two, and you mentioned yourself, you need to find someone who can get you onto playlists. Someone that's really good at grabbing and networking on Spotify. And that's again the thing is, I know nothing about Spotify. I use Apple Music on my phone. I reckon that's so much more user friendly. But anyway, regardless of that, Spotify is again something you just cannot overlook, unfortunately. So what you need to do is you need to find someone that can do that. And if you can get those two nailed, then you can almost run it on autopilot, because your social media guy, you just got to provide content. So that's you creating stuff at the rehearsal room, doing a couple of shots when you're at the pub, or it can be anything as long as it's Panda related. And then you have the other person who's going to put you on playlists, and mind you, the same that same content, which is your music, which is your ultimate product. Your social media guy can use that as well. But so all you have to do is put your money in the funnel that spits out music, and you hand that music over while you're creating content. You can shoot content while you record it. People love watching bands in the studio and all that stuff. But get those two nailed down, and that is probably 80% of you creating success. And the cool thing about that is you don't need to play any gigs to do that.
Yeah, we play gigs for the fun, hey.
Of course, and you have to do that eventually, because you want to go out and play. That gives you the experience, and that gives you the confidence to play live, and it makes your show smoother and everything like that. If you don't, I like the live presence thing, because it's fine. I guess in my mind, it's fine having the social media platform, but if you can't back that up live, absolutely,
of course,
absolutely.
So if people pay $1 to come and see you, and you can't back that up live, then I don't think you're worth much.
The whole entire thing is like a package deal.
It is.
You need to have the whole thing. Cannot. And this is going back to when Lucy was running the social media. Yeah, we did the live performance and the recording. She took care
of all the editing and streaming,
Instagram,
streaming at the right time,
gig posting at the right times, all of that. She spent hours and hours and hours on this. It was phenomenal. She got so many compliments from other bands for what she was doing. She was putting together videos, like short little teaser videos. She was at every gig, filming every gig, and then going home and making videos out of it. She was so onto it. So all of that success is from her, not us. But then just because we're a couple of meatheads,
how can we film it? Yeah,
you're totally right. We totally need to get back on top of that. I was pretty good for a while. And then it just kind of slowly trickled off.
And I'm just not good at it. I'm not confident in even writing a post on my personal page.
I get it.
I just don't I did a post for the show today. I just shared it for the event for tonight. But all I wrote was come and have a chat with a couple of sexy pandas. And but my mum's like, kiss, kiss. And I'm like, great.
But that is exactly my point. That is why you need to get someone who knows about that to do that for you. It's exactly, again, and this is sort of going back, and I'm gonna probably talk a lot now, but it's the same as going back as we spoke about earlier. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're starting out your business is the band.
Yeah.
So you have your foundation right. So obviously you guys have played. I wrote that down. You played 33 gigs last year, right? Yeah. So you have that pretty nailed down, pretty tight. That's a gig at least every second weekend.
On average, yeah.
So I think it'd be fair to say, I haven't seen you guys live, but I think it's fair to say that you guys have got that packed down. So all you got to do is just keep that going, but you might not need to play that much if you bring the balance in. So what you need to do is, again, you need that social media, your online presence. If you can lift that game, you can then target people outside of Perth, because Perth is great, but you can be world famous in Perth. But you know, if you want to give up your day job, as we're spoken about, if that is the dream, you got to think outside of Perth, man, and probably outside of Australia as well, because you can't keep flying to Melbourne and Sydney
I guess that's the thing.
Every second month.
Well, as we get older,
I actually did a post or two on Facebook where I specifically targeted the East Coast. I didn't even touch Perth. It was like Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane. And I targeted them, and that was somewhat successful. We actually got more band follows from that. I then tried it again with Singapore and London, and then Facebook shut me down for some reason. And I wasn't allowed to do it. Now I don't know why that was.
But that again is again could be some crazy algorithm that you and I might not know about it. Exactly, my point exactly. And again, And again, another thing, if you can find someone who actively sits out and connects to either bands or booking agencies in Europe or the States or in Singapore, then again, you'd be able to connect to people over there where you might be able to build a bridge where you guys can say, okay, well, we can come over and play some shows with these guys. And again, I can guarantee you, in most cases, people over there, if you're sitting in Germany and you have an Australian band on the poster, don't forget, you guys are exotic. You know, oh wow, these guys are from a fucking different continent. You know what I mean?
I'm an exotic Australian.
but that's it. Like, I mean, could you imagine, like, every time, or at least, you know, when I first came to Perth, and actually still, when I go out and talk to people, I go like, hey, what's that weird accent you got, man? Where are you from? Are you German or something? I said, no, I'm not. But that's again, like, I'm exotic too. So if you guys go somewhere outside of Australia and you say you're from Australia, wow, whoa, we got to check out these guys. You know what I mean?
Whereas the world loves Australia, man.
Whereas right now, and again, I'm being controversial here. Right now, you're from Perth when you're only playing in Perth.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. It's so limited, so incredibly limited.
And that social media presence again is something that it's going to cost you fuck all. You know, you just gotta nail it. You just gotta drill it in and find out where to sort of put it out. Yeah. Fuck, I talk a lot, but
no, we gotta find. Yeah, no,
you're allowed to, man.
I appreciate your advice, and I take constructive criticism very positively.
No, exactly.
And that's something me and Matt have always done. Is I said I might say something that you might not like, but all we want is the best for the song and the best for the band. It's all about that one journey, like. It's not about offending each other.
No.
You know, it's about just doing what's best.
And it's actually funny because I just thought of that then. One of my old bandmates, I had him on, I think it was on the 4th or 5th episode when I first started doing this a couple of months ago. And he, so this is back in Denmark, and he was talking about how so many Danish band only thought about making it in Denmark instead of thinking outside the box, which is actually exactly what we're talking about right now. Because Denmark is probably the size of Perth or something like. It's slightly bigger. Like it's a tiny country. So obviously you could book a 3-week tour and you can play the whole country. But at the same time, you can jump in a van and drive for 6 hours and you're in Berlin. You can jump in a van and drive for 10 hours and you're in Paris. So again, you have all the countries right at your doorstep. But
you're beautiful for that.
But yet people only sort of think locally. And so what he's doing now, like he actually quit a massive metal band. You know, they've toured the States, I don't know how many times. They've played in China and Thailand and Singapore and Europe. You know, I think done probably 5 or 6 full leg headliner tours and all that. So he's done it all. And now what he's trying to do is he's trying to build up an agency that promotes these bands that actually wants to take it actually wants to go outside the Danish borders. So that is what he's doing at the moment. Because all you have to do, you just got to switch your mindset. You just got to say, hey, cool. All right. So, we actually want and we actually can. We have the option. If that opportunity presents itself, we actually can do it.
Yeah, it's about confidence. I never, until we got into maybe the second year with Matt, I was like, man, we can really push this a bit further. But It's just, like
it's just a whole mindset.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
you're right. It's a mindset, and it's about having that positive outlook on what you can achieve.
Yeah, I mean, and like I was saying, it's like when I took over the social media and all that, I was good. Nowhere near as good as Lucy, but I was good. I was doing it consistently, like every week. I was on top of it. But then as time went on, you just find more and more excuses to just go, oh, well, I don't have time today. And before you know it all just falls by the wayside. But it's so refreshing having this conversation again, because you've now just kind of lifted me up to go, nah, come on, like we can do this. I used to do it, so I can do it again. To be like, Adam and I are going to have a band meeting over the next couple of weeks. To first discuss the release of the EP,
the launch,
and everything involved with that. But on top of that, it is, okay, what's next after that? So obviously in discussion, it'll be, all right, we need to get back onto internet content on all sorts of levels, and just pick the ball up again, because I think obviously before COVID, it was already like my inspiration and motivation was like kind of like plummeting. I was struggling to write material, and it just kind of went down. And then when COVID kicked in, it just bottomed out completely. And I was like, I've got nothing.
Especially, Matt lost quite a bit of work and things like that. And life is life, mate,
Yeah, it just kicks you in the teeth.
As much as I'd love to put the band front and foremost, life is life.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I make time to play with the band, and I make time to do things like this and meet people like you, Steve, and me and Matt talk every day, nearly every day, about this and that, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's again the whole entrepreneurial mindset. Again, it is a business, and to grow the business, sometimes you got to throw yourself out there. Like
that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So to find somebody like this, that's my next question for you is.
Who do you got? Come on.
Do we put I don't know. Do we start it on Facebook? Like, do we put a post there and go, mate, we're looking for someone to help?
Wait, if anybody's watching right now that can help us out here, please, like the band, contact us directly. Let's have a chat.
Do you guys know the website Fiverr? Have you heard of that?
Fiverr. I've heard of it. I'm not too sure what it does, but
I can give you a bit of a rundown after the show, but it's pretty much what it is. It's just it's a website where you can do pretty much anything. Whatever you can think of that can be outsourced, you can do that starting at $5. Hence why it's called Fiverr. So it starts at, I think it's a $5 US, so the equivalent of about $7 Australian dollars or something. But that's anything. If you want a new band logo, if you want logo like artwork for a T-shirt, if you want someone to write up your resume, someone to help you with social media marketing or YouTube programming of I don't know, like pretty much anything you can think of that can be outsourced. So that can be a really good way of you getting some really cheap but really good content.
Yeah, someone who's just got out of uni, started marketing.
That's a whole different ballgame. That's again something again. If you can get someone locally again who just got out of TAFE or something, as a videographer or web designer or social media marketer or something like that. Yeah, for them to be able to work with someone in order to get something to put on their resume is another thing you could go out and again ask around, like use your own network. Like do anyone we know someone that would like to help us out or something?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, just quickly. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but if you can hear like a popping or cracking noise, it's not the audio. There's a guinea pig.
Oh yeah,
here
I'm gonna go get snuggled.
He's like sucking down hard on a water bottle. So
nah, I can't hear anything. But
okay, well that's good. Right, Adam's just going to go find the guinea pig to show you guys. Okay.
That is so rock and roll, man. Oh, look at that! Why is it not a panda? Man? You should have a little pet panda.
It's kind of like panda colored, kind of.
Oh, look at that!
Say hi, Snuggle. She's beautiful, isn't she?
She's very cute.
She is a lovely little animal. I love her dearly.
That's awesome, man. Commander guinea pig. That's a
Commander. No, she's a lovely little animal.
That's a little mascot for you right there.
Pretty much, yeah. We have to get a little panda head.
You should get her some earplugs. What was it? A girl?
Yeah, she's a girl.
Yeah, so
her name's Snuggles.
You should get her some big headphones and bring her to the show. You could be a little mascot.
Put her on stage.
She doesn't like loud noises. Like they're very like seclusive. You know, they always think they're being hunted. Like even me holding here now, I can feel her shivering.
Right.
You know, she's she's not very comfortable.
Well, she's got that big panda head in the background on the big banner.
Yeah.
All right, tell me about those banners again. We briefly touched base on it just before we went live there. But yeah, how do you actually? Who made that logo? It's a really cool logo.
Matt drew it. Yeah,
I drew it. Yeah, like back in the very early days of Commander Panda. I just kind of sat there for one afternoon, and I think I drew like 3 or 4 ideas, and yeah, that was the last one I did, and I sent it to Tim. I just took a photo on my phone and said, "What do you think of any of these?" And yeah, he was like, "Yeah, that one, definitely that one." And shit, we just kind of stuck with it, and everyone just instantly recognizes it. It's simple enough. I mean, for those at home, the top's a little bit cut off, but you get the idea.
No, it's so good. It's so good, man. Again, it's super brandable, and that's also why, like, what you guys, it's again what you're doing so well with the whole black and white suits and all that, which again we will see in the video we're gonna finish off with when we get to that point as well. But now it's a really cool concept, like the whole, like your band photos as well. It looks.
Man.
It's styled, it's branded, it's good, it's important.
Yeah, we've done a little bit of homework there.
Yeah, man.
I think it's paying off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Karen too.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Karen does a lot of our photos.
Fuck yeah.
Boom.
She's amazing. She's beautiful.
Cool, man. Let's try and have a little bit of a chat about the gig coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, Adelaide Sunday.
Yeah, yep. What's the expectations for that one?
So it's a bit of an Arvo gig. I think we're going on stage 5.
No. So the doors open at 5.
The doors open at 5. Yeah.
You got.
I'm the drummer. I don't know. I just rock up and play.
That's it.
Yeah. So you got Harry Foxton, who will be opening the gig. He's from the Foxton Kings. Awesome band. Check it out.
Is he the singer?
Yeah.
Doing a solo show.
Yeah, doing solo. Cool. I didn't even know he did that until this gig.
Well, he is now. He's opening the whole gig. Yeah, starting at 5 p.m.
Yeah, I think just after. But then, yes, we're following suit. So we're on about 6:10, I think. Then I think
Band of Misfits. And
you got Band of Misfits, and then Ashes of Autumn, and then Filth Wizard.
Filth Wizard, and then Ashes of Autumn.
Yeah.
Yep. And Filth Wizard always draw a crowd in Perth. They're from Bunbury way, eh?
No, you're thinking of the other one, which is from down south. But no, Filth Wizard of Perth.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But the whole gig is basically celebrating Dino's amazing journey. The Walk of Hope, it's called, or was called. He literally walked with a cart from Bunbury all the way to Sydney, in basically trying to spread the word and support for mental health. And it's just phenomenal what he's achieved. So this is kind of like a welcome home and just a celebration for what he's done and what he's doing.
Yep.
And from what I know from Dino, I've only been aware of him and I've known him for like the last couple of years, but this guy has got so much love and passion.
He's an awesome dude, eh?
And for local music and music in general. Like, he's always been there supporting everybody, no matter what genre. Like, if you don't know him and you're a Perth muso or, just a muso in general, like, look him up. He's just the most wonderful, amazing guy you'll ever meet. So I'm very excited to perform, for his celebration and to see him again because it's been so long. Just cannot wait. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I had him on the chat on Monday on Monday night, to sort of to hear his story. And again, like I had Mel from Ashes of Autumn. She introduced me to him, and to hear his story and everything he's done. Like he's got absolutely, he's so selfless. It's all about like the love for obviously this very, very important cause, but also like you said for the local bands. Yeah. It's so rare to see someone that are that genuine about stuff. It's kind of one of those guys very humbled, man.
Yeah, he's one of those amazing people that, don't take this the wrong way, Dino, if you're watching, but like you love and hate because you love what they're doing, but then you hate them because you hate yourself, and you're like, why am I not doing these amazing things? Like, you know, so.
Have you met Matt Hatton from The Dead?
Not yet. Again, Ian, I have been talking to him, but he just had a baby, so he needs some. He needs probably some time to just there. Super nice. Like from what I've been sort of talking to him over Messenger, he's super nice guy.
Awesome.
Very passionate as well.
Yeah, and he's done so much to support us. He's taken us under his wing for our first year, and he was just awesome. I love playing at the Den for him any day of the week. I'll play there.
Now I can't wait to meet him as well. By the time he's sort of adjusted to fatherhood.
So he plays for Two for Flinching, another punk band in Perth.
Yep.
Very good.
Oh yeah, amazing performer. Like so much energy, so much passion.
He's made to be a front man.
Oh, totally, absolutely.
Now, again, so that's I've just written down a couple of the names that you mentioned. There's just so many bands to keep up with.
Endless, man. It's endless. But you got a lot of homework to do.
Childlike Empress. Childlike Empress, another two-piece in Perth.
Incomplete.
And their brothers.
Yeah. So Incomplete.
Incomplete. Go talk to Jamie. He's a massive. Incomplete are great. And the other one I was thinking of was, I haven't played with them for a while. What's that other two-piece band we played with that I really enjoyed? We played with them at the Flyby.
Flyby. That's a long time ago.
Who's the other two-piece band? We played with them at the fucking Mojos as well.
Ah, fuck. Caught me off guard here.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll get back to you, Steve.
No
I haven't seen them play for a while, but hopefully they're still going.
But otherwise, look, if you wanna hook us up, man, I'd love to have a chat to them.
Sure,
like I said, this year again, like I'm just hungry to just talk to people, and especially if it's people like for instance, like our conversation now is awesome because it's like you have so much to talk about. It's such an easy conversation to have.
That's it, man.
Yeah, it's wicked, yeah. And
I'll flick Jamie a message for you and
fantastic.
Flick him your details, and Jamie would be well keen.
But man,
I don't think he has guinea pig butt.
Yeah. So what was that?
I said I don't think he has a guinea pig.
Okay.
Look, I'm covered in fur now.
We
see.
That is.
You are too.
Well, at least it's white, so it could go for sort of being a bit of a panda fur, man. You're all black and white.
Exactly.
You're black and white. It goes with the branding. You're all right.
It still works. It's still panda.
It does, man. Yeah, it does.
We can't go wrong there.
Cool, man. Look, before we head over and do a couple of Q&A, I've got a question. So this is something I ask everybody on the show. So everybody who's watching now, they're gonna know exactly what I'm about to say now. But
sorry, I'm not single.
What I do?
Sorry.
What I like to ask is if there's anything you have out there that would be like a good tips, good advice, something that has worked for you as a band, as an individual in the music industry, something you'd like to pass on to. It could be a fellow band or someone who just started or someone who just, again, I've spoke before, different mindsets, something that has worked for you as a good advice to other bands.
I reckon the first thing I could say, stay true to your heart. Like, follow what you
play, what you enjoy.
About. Yeah, that's it. Like, don't sell out in the sense of going, oh well, this band may be successful, so I'll just do it. Fuck that shit. Life is too short. So
Play what means something to you.
Exactly.
If it's not feeling for you, it's all about feel for me as a drummer. If I'm not enjoying the feel of what I'm doing, then I can try and change. But you got to really enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, then find someone else to play with. And tell them honestly, be honest with them. Say, listen, that's not my thing. I'm going to go find something else because life's too short, mate.
Yeah. You may, especially like starting out, like we all had to start out somewhere. I remember my first gig where I stood like this the entire thing. I was shitting my pants, but we've all been there.
Of course.
And you can only build up from there, so don't let that discourage you. We've all been through that, so just stick with it, follow your heart. You will find the confidence if you don't have that there yet. And just stick with it, like give it your all. Don't let anybody shut you down. You're never going to please everybody as well. So don't take criticism to heart. If somebody doesn't like it, hey, it's not their cup of tea, but you will always find people who dig what you do.
I think if you stay true to your heart and play what you feel is right, then at least you're happy with yourself. Because if you enjoy if you don't enjoy what you're doing, how can anybody else enjoy what you're doing?
Exactly.
Oh, look, it's like that is how I every time I play Wonderwall, I want to slip my wrist, man.
Fuck that shit.
But people love it. It's like it's
And that's the thing. If we played Wonderwall, we would get booed off the stage.
Absolutely different, very, very different crowd. But no, it's a good advice.
Hey, unless you turned into a punk rock.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine, huh? Wonderwall.
Yeah, being honest is
maybe that's the about music.
If you're not honest with yourself, then you're definitely not being honest with everybody else.
Exactly.
As a musician.
Exactly.
And play from your heart. Don't play from your brain. Play from your heart and feeling.
But not even as a musician, but as an artist. In whatever form that you're working with, whatever media, whatever. If you're not being honest with yourself,
it's the same in life in general.
I was about to say, just in general, just be true to yourself.
Yeah. It's hard to be to perform in front of other people unless you're comfortable with yourself.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Because that shows, man. If you get on stage and you're shitting yourself, it shows.
Because I kid you not, like I'm 33 now. I've been performing
young pup
since I was about
spring chicken.
Jealous. It took me so long to kind of find myself and find my comfortability and my confidence. Like, it did not happen overnight, and I think that actually for me it happened through different bands and all that. Like in a previous band, I was the front man, but then I did that for a while, and then I was like, oh no, I can't really play guitar and sing at the same time confidently. So I stepped back, and I got a really good friend of mine, Robbie, to come in and take over lead vocals. And then it wasn't until that band kind of, went their own way, in a sense, that when I started A Panda again, I was forced to be the front man and the only guitarist. There's no bass player, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And It felt so right to go, no, it's on me. I'm the front man. I'm doing it. Not everything, because obviously fucking ads and tin.
No, that's it.
But I don't know whether there's a factor of just time or whatever, but man, like, it just changed everything for me. But it took so long for me personally to get there.
And I support Matt with that, because I know that as long as he's comfortable, then he's writing better songs, he's writing better riffs, and he's better in here, If he's comfortable in here, then he's writing great tracks. Yeah, So
I remember, like years ago, I'd spend a week fretting about a gig. Like, we weren't doing gigs anywhere near as much as what A Panda did. But I was like, oh shit, next Friday I've got a gig. Am I ready? Whereas now I'm like, fuck yeah, gig. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, let's have some fun. And but it takes time.
I think as a new musician, being anxious and anxiety is a big thing. And if I'm really honest, like, I suffer anxiety terribly, but when I get on stage and play drums, no anxiety at all.
He's the smiliest drummer.
I've had days where I can't get out of bed because I'm so anxious, right? But then, like, to go to a show, that's my comfort zone now. I've worked it into a positive, and that gives me confidence and helps me through the next week, you know?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Mental illness in musicians is big, man. Big. And a lot of musicians don't talk about it.
It is, again, because you have so much, like you have all these expectations and you have all these... it's almost like it's your own.
We want everything to be perfect.
Yeah,
and it's unattainable. But that's the struggle of a musician. Like, I was showing Matt a track I'd mixed for like a couple of guys I went to high school with, and we had a jam. We put a track together, and I'm like, it's never going to be ready. I said, now that I'm learning to mix and produce and stuff, it's never going to be ready because I'm never going to be happy with it, ever.
Well,
I'll always push, and that's the strive.
Well, I think that's another thing coming back to artists, and I guess people in general, but I'm going to aim more towards artists, is you're never going to be 100% happy. So you need to kind of learn to go, all right, walk away. You know, like how much time and effort are you going to spend, because you can so easily overdo something.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Yeah, and we just want our songs to sound honest. When we get to a point with the track and we go, right, enough is enough. I'm happy. I'm happy with it. Let's leave it as it is. Because if we work the shit out of it, it loses all the soul from the song and everything that made that song special. Because it was spontaneous, you lose that.
Yeah.
So it's important to work stuff till it's done, and then it's done, and not go back.
And that's where working as a group,
move on as a group.
Yeah,
makes sense, because I could be going, no, it's not right, but then Adam and Jay would be like, no, dude, it's wicked.
It's fucking sweet.
It's wicked.
Bro,
leave it alone. And be like, all right, cool.
But I know that's him judging himself too much.
Yeah.
And I know when I get in the studio, I'm very, like, I can smash out, like, usually we go to the studio, I'll smash out drum tracks in like 3 or 4 hours. Like, only because I'm used to it, and I'm never happy with it. Ever happy with it. But Jay's like, ads, you done good, ads, you done good. I'm like, okay. He goes, any little blips, I'll sort them out. I'm like, okay. And when I get the results back, I think I'm the best drummer in Perth.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you need a good producer.
Yeah, Jay makes me
sound, man.
Jay makes me Matt sound awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So
when can we expect some new songs?
Well, we're hoping in about 2 months. So we've kind of told ourselves,
probably wait 2 or 3 months for the big release.
Yeah, we've kind of told ourselves as soon as the tracks are done, completely done,
finished, mixed, everything. Then we start planning.
Then we usually the fuck out of it.
Usually releases in the past, we've set a date, and we've set a gig, and we're fucking struggling to get the mixes done, and, you know, and get all the promo ready, and it's a rush to effort.
Yeah.
So I said to Matt, let's take our time with this one. So we got COVID. There's no rush.
Yeah. Well, even with no COVID, there's no rush.
There's no rush. The only person we're rushing is ourselves.
Yeah.
No one else gives a shit if we release it now or in 6 months.
That's right.
They prefer us to release it properly.
Yeah. So,
and I think that's what we've learned, is to be a bit more patient now.
So that's again also, it has to be right for you as well.
It has to be right for us.
Yeah.
And if it's right for us, then that will, if we're happy with it, then that will transcend to the fans to be happy with it.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait to release them.
Can't wait to hear them.
No, you'll love them. No, they sound really good.
Yep. Can't wait to hear it on Sunday as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll be
playing,
we'll
hear them on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be playing every single one of those songs on Sunday. So
how big's the set Sunday?
Huh?
It's a short set, isn't it?
25
10 songs.
Wow,
only 10
25
songs.
minutes. That's easily 15 tracks for us. We can play the whole fucking catalogue.
Yeah.
Punk rock everything.
That's so good, man. You just smack out 2 minute songs.
Yeah.
The count-in is half the song, man. So
Yeah.
that's wicked.
You've been awesome, Steve. Thank you so much for your time, man.
No, look, man. It's totally. It's me who's thanking you, man. It's been awesome. It's Friday night, man. It's nearly 10:30, and we're sitting here, we're having a blast, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Happy COVID. So.
Yeah, but yeah, like what better way to end busy work week, you know. But this is great, man.
Yeah, work's been hectic, man.
Yeah, it's been so
It's been nice to just come home, and I was planning all day and I was thinking about the interview. It's like, oh man, I so wish it wasn't tonight. Friday night is not my night. Friday night I finish work and I'm usually pretty shattered.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even like playing gigs on Friday night.
Want to go home and just watch Netflix?
I just want to come home and chill and then
Yeah.
regroup for after my week, and then I like to play gigs on Saturday.
What are you watching on? What are you watching on Netflix at the moment? I suppose the whole the whole Joe Exotics. You know, it wasn't about pandas. You know, that would have been a good thing. That would have.
I haven't watched that.
Crazy. Fucking.
I have not brought myself
Tiger
to watch
King.
that. No, I'm staying clear of that one.
It took me a couple of months, and I watched a bit of the first episode, but then I got into it, and
Yeah.
I kind of like the guy. He's just an adorable guy.
Oh man,
You know,
that was
like-
next level stuff, man. It was almost like, is this real? It was that far out, man.
What I like is
the Panda King.
Have you watched Snowpiercer?
Which one?
Snowpiercer.
I've watched the movie,
No, I haven't.
but I haven't brought myself to watch the series.
So they just released a new series. You can get the whole series on Netflix now. And they released a movie a few years ago. It's a Korean. It was written by a Korean man. And the movie with, what's his name? Something Evans. Who's Captain America?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Yeah.
He's the main actor in it. And it's like a B-grade Korean movie, the movie, but it is excellent.
Oh, right.
Excellent.
Wait, so they redid the Korean one?
Yeah, so they made a series out of the Korean movie.
Right, but the original movie is Korean.
It's a Korean, but Chris Evans. It's written by Koreans and produced by Koreans, but Chris Evans is the main actor.
Yeah, right.
Cool fucking story.
Did not know it was Korean. I thought
It's about
it was American.
apocalypse and the whole world freezing.
That's a great movie.
Mm.
Yeah, good movie.
There
So
you go.
the train's called Snowpiercer because it goes around the world every year, right? And the world is frozen. There's no one living outside. Everyone's living in this train.
Nice.
So
I like that even.
There's 1,001 carriages. So it's first class, second class, third class, and then the
And
tailies.
then the doghouse.
So the tailies were the ones that busted on the train just before they left, and they broke in, you know?
Nice.
So they're all the tailies. But yeah, cool show.
That's,
Good movie.
Movie's
so-
better than the series.
Yeah, fuck this.
so the one you're talking about here, is that the movie or is that the series?
They're based on similar stories. I guess the series is just more elaborate because they've got more room to tell the big story. But
Gotcha.
I still like the movie better.
Right, watch the movie
Watch
first.
the movie first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch that on Friday, on next Friday when I'm not
Yeah.
talking to pandas.
It's on Netflix too. It's fucking awesome.
Netflix, yeah, cool.
And the other one a friend put me on is the new War of the Worlds on SBS.
Oh, okay.
There's a new War of the Worlds series. It starts off in French, but it's pretty much a world view of what happened in the scenario of War of the Worlds. So there's some bits in subtitles when they're in France, and then they're in England, and then they're over here, and then they're over here. And it's really cool because it gives an outlook of everyone around the world. Really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm a movie buff. There's not much on Netflix I haven't seen.
I was going to say, like, the last month and a bit, I haven't been on Netflix so much. I've been on Prime,
Yeah, I like Prime.
watching a lot of Seinfeld and Top Gear.
Who's your favourite?
I've gone back, man. I've gone back.
But there's so many streaming services now, man. It's just
it's
crazy
endless, man.
it's crazy to keep up, man.
I just love going back, and like, I love Seinfeld. I don't know about you, but it's just so good going back and watching all these old episodes again.
Who's your favourite comedian?
I don't know if I have a favorite comedian. I think
Yeah,
probably I think probably
What's
the
your
one
favorite?
I think probably the one I've seen the most is Tom Segura on Netflix. His specials fucking crack me up, man. I went to see his show in Perth a couple of months ago, like just before COVID.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was in tears, man. I was like, you know, it's one of those times when you leave the venue and your cheeks hurt.
yeah.
It was man, it was so funny. But yeah, so Tom Segura, I really like Jeff Jeffries as well. He's just so brutal, man.
Jim Jeffries?
Jim Jeffries, sorry. Yeah.
Is he the Australian dude?
I
Yeah,
think
he
he's
is.
Jim. Yeah, and there's the other
Yeah.
one, Isaac Butterfield. Have you seen him?
No.
So he's a bit more underground, a bit more Facebook, but brutal. Jesus Christ. He says stuff I wouldn't say to my best friend.
I've seen the one with the, I think his name is Shane Smith or something. He's guy with the face tattoos. I don't know if you've seen him. He's got a little. I stumbled across it's like a 30-minute special he did. I think it's just on Facebook or something. But man, that was so funny as well. I can try and find the link and I can send it to you guys later. That is super funny, man.
I've got to think some of my favorite ones, like especially like Netflix specials, would be like Dave Chappelle, of course. Kevin Hart.
I don't like Kevin Hart as a comedian.
I've never gotten into him as a comedian. I love him as a person and as an actor. He's an amazing, he's such an inspiring person. But his stand-up sort of doesn't. No,
I watched this big Netflix one where he's on the big stage and it's like a massive arena show, and I was like, it's all staged.
All around.
No, he's like on a stage. He's got a back thing and he's got a big skit beforehand, and then he comes out. But the whole gig is planned with the shots behind him, and there's no improv. And that's what I struggle with. Is, I want to see at a big venue like a stadium comedy tour. How the hell do you work off the crowd?
Yeah, you still work off the front row.
You don't. You can't hear the crowd. No. They're too far away. Yeah. You can't hear anyone go, "You suck, Kevin Hart." You can't hear anyone say that.
Yeah, I love you too. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
But my favourite comedian of all time, and sadly he's passed away now, is Ralphie May.
I don't know that name.
So Ralphie May, do you know Joey Diaz?
Yeah, I do. The big
Joey Diaz
Colombian
does a lot
or
of
something.
stuff. Yeah. So Joey Diaz lives in New York, does a lot of stuff with Joe Rogan and stuff like that. When you hear him tell the story of Ralphie May giving shit to who's the pretty boy actor?
Which one?
Oh, which one?
He's in Mud, Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, right.
Oh, my God. Look up YouTube and look up Joey Diaz, Ralphie May, Matthew McConaughey, and listen to the story of Ralphie May. So the story goes is that Matthew McConaughey had rented a garage in this apartment block, right? And Ralphie May lived in the apartment block. So Matthew McConaughey is fixing his car on weekends. He's doing up like a Mustang, right? And Ralphie May's in his room, and every time he saw Matthew McConaughey working on his car, he would cancel all his plans for the day, all of them, and he would sit in his house on his top story going, "Hey, Matthew McConaughey, your movies suck!" And all day, every day. And Matthew McConaughey could never figure out where it was coming from. He's got apartment buildings all around him. And every time he was there, he would just, fuck me, I never laughed so much. Ralphie May is the best. The best. He's a great big guy as well. He must have been like 200 kilos, massive guy. Nice. And sadly, he passed his way. Everyone out there, go and have a laugh tonight. Go look up Ralphie May. Amazing.
Awesome. And on that note, let's try and jump over and grab some Q's and A's here. Let us just see if there is someone, because there's been a shit ton of comments here. So
really, yeah. See, we can't see any of them.
And that's good, because then you aren't distracted. Because that's usually what happens. Then people start.
We couldn't plan ahead, you see. So
yeah, that's it. Wow, that's actually, I don't even know if I can scroll all the way to the top here, man.
Does that mean we did good?
Oh, look, it's been super entertaining. And look, this isn't really about getting too many people on, because it's about capturing the audio so we can put that on the podcast. So having a good conversation. And this has been awesome. Like, it's really cool to talk to you guys. So yeah, I don't even think I can actually scroll all the way to the top. So in case we miss something, we can go back and we can reply to them after. But
for sure. Totally.
Let's try and see what we've got here. Wow, there's lots of shout outs as well here. We obviously have Nathan. Nathan has been doing a lot of commenting here. Nathan from Spotgun, Kim Redman.
Hi, Nathan.
On here.
How you doing, brother?
We love you, Kim.
We got our good friend Ian is here as well.
Ian!
Yay!
Yeah!
Jay Huxtable is here. Hey!
Yeah!
We got Bill Shaw. We got Chris Symes. Chris Symes.
Woo. Craig too.
Yeah.
We got Aaron Miller, which is the guy I spoke to in Rhode Island this morning.
Aaron
It's
Miller.
Aaron Miller.
How
So
are you,
he's Helhammer dropping the hammer on the pandas. He says. Aaron was so much fun, man. He's a super entertaining guy. He's doing some crazy good sort of trip in music, man. I'll send you his video later.
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. Smoking on my weed. His song is really cool. I got Bill Shaw, Hallelujah, drum brother, he says. And
I love Bill.
Let's go see. We've got some questions here. Wow, there's just a lot of. I can actually see people here have been sort of talking to each other during the whole conversation. So that's weird. Ian says he just realized he's sitting here in his Commander Panda shirt. There you go.
Good man. Good man.
So, are you guys bringing some merch on Sunday? You can buy some
we
t-shirts?
don't have a lot left.
I hope you have an extra large because I'm a big unit. I need a Panda shirt.
So I'm extra large too.
Yeah, well,
you don't look extra large, bro. Stand up.
I'm sitting down. I am.
Show me your belly. I'll show you my belly.
I'm 6'6". I'm 2 meters.
Oh man,
so
you're huge.
I am. So I am 100 kilos of pure evil. So you'll find out on Sunday.
I'm 100 kilos at 5 to 10. Jesus.
That'll be a good photo opportunity right there. But,
Absolutely.
All right. Well, the good thing is I've got some. I put up a post on Facebook earlier, so in case people had some questions that they wanted to shoot at you, and there was quite a few that came through. So I might just jump onto some of them. If the rest of the guys watching, if you have some, just fire them away, and we'll come back to them. But we had Ian wrote earlier. He said, if you could have played any concert in time, what would it have been? That's a fun one. It's a tricky one.
Any concert? Wow.
Live Aid, man.
Well,
not my scene.
Totally not for us. But my brain just automatically goes back to Woodstock.
Wow.
Yeah, God.
But fuck, man.
Any gig ever.
Would have been the one back in Scarborough we're talking about. So play that again. So.
Oh yeah, we'll go back to Scarborough. Yeah.
You know what? It'd be more about the bands you're playing with.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's another twist.
Yeah,
who would you love to play with? Like, who's your all-time?
Who would suit us to support? Raw Blood.
Oh, that'd be great. I would love to open for Queens of Stone Age.
Queens.
Wow,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, if that, what are they called? The Chats, if they could get a support with fucking
fuck them.
Queens of the Stone Age, then we.
Oh, I think we support the Chats.
Now, remember the Chats?
Yeah.
Do you remember that Aussie band?
No, I don't think so. No.
So Chats came out like a couple of years ago, and they were really kind of
I need to go to the toilet. I'll be right back.
bogan kind of weird rock band, and they sung songs like Pub Meal and
I'm on
Smoko. I'm on Smoko. And they and Dave Grohl and Josh Homme saw them, and they were like, man, let's get them on the show for Australia. And they did. Yeah, they put them totally on the whole Australian tour.
Foo Fighters would be sick to open for as well, man. Like
I'm
Taylor,
a big Queens fan.
Taylor Hawkins and Dave Grohl, man, they're, in my opinion, they're like the epitome of rock, man.
They are, like, without, it didn't matter what the rest of the band was, if it still had Dave and Taylor, because Taylor's a sick drummer. He's so good.
Oh, man, yeah, and he just, like, every time, like, when he's on an interview, he's such a cool dude.
Yeah. And who's your favourite drummer?
That's a tricky one. Dave Grohl is definitely up there.
Yeah.
I know it's cliche, but probably like Lars Ulrich was one of the main reasons why I started playing rock. Got into Black Album, but
I think Lars is the worst drummer, to be honest. But he plays a song. He's kind of like Ringo, like that.
Yeah,
he plays a song.
Yeah,
he plays a song, and if someone got in and played a Metallica song like Chris Idler from Lamb of God, it would not be the same.
No, Chris Adler's up there as well.
He's fucking amazing. It's a pity what happened to him with Lamb of God. It's really sad.
Yeah.
So he had an accident and he couldn't play with him, couldn't tour anymore.
Motorcycle accident or whatever it was. Jay Pastones from Tesseract is probably
He's
one of
incredible.
the newer drummers I've come across. He's like a machine. Like when you see him play live, it's so tight.
Oh man, he's incredible.
It's ridiculous. Thomas Hagen from Sugar as well is pretty badass.
My favorite drummers for what I like, Tony Royston Jr. He's the drummer for like Jay-Z, and he's a session drummer, like a hip hop session drummer.
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah,
he is incredible. He is the best drummer I think I've ever seen in my life.
Nice.
But I love Danny Carey from Tool, but he's just in a league of his own. But my favorite drummer growing up all the years when I grew up playing funk was always Chad Smith from the Chili's.
Yeah, he's got a really, really cool approach as well.
I'm going to go get a photo for you.
You've got a great
1 second.
Cool. I might while you're away, I've got a question here for Matt, which is that is from Ian as well. He said, "Who is your hero, musical or otherwise, and why is it Ian?"
Who's my hero? Okay, well, I've got to say, musically as a guitarist, the first two which really grabbed my attention would be Hendrix and Kurt Cobain, for two different reasons, but they were the ones who just really made me kind of believe what I could do and achieve as a guitarist and as a musician. I've actually saved these two spots, one for Kurt and one for Hendrix. So I'm really excited to at some point get them tattooed on me because, like all in all, they're my two idols right there.
Awesome. So
what about yours? Who's yours?
My overall hero?
Yeah, music or otherwise.
So if you're looking sort of as a musical hero, it would probably be Dave Grohl, but that's because on so many levels. Again, if you can play a concert, trip and break your leg, go to the hospital and come back and finish the show, like that alone is It's
untouchable, isn't it? Like
it is, yeah. And again, and like what he did for those miners in, I think it was in Australia actually, someone that got caught in a mine, and he got one of them flown to a gig, and he said any gig in the world you choose, you come over there. He wrote a song for them as well and stuff.
Who are we talking about?
Dave Grohl.
Oh, Dave Grohl, yeah.
I got to be like, there's a lot of people out there who, the conversation of like, who out of anybody would you want to sit down and have a conversation with? I mean, Dave Grohl is like right up there, man.
100%. I haven't had any alcohol for nearly 2 years, and I would sit down and have a beer with him.
Well done.
Any day.
Oh, like, right.
Well, you met him?
No. He would.
I said, yeah. And I was about to say, if I were to pick someone that wasn't necessarily musical, I've always been a huge fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, for everything that he stood for, like how he approaches everything with such extreme focus,
positivity.
And he's been at the pinnacle of what you can achieve in completely three different careers. The biggest you can get in movie star, the biggest you can get in a bodybuilding, and as a politician. It's like, how insane is that?
Yeah,
it's amazing what he's achieved. You know what? It's actually really cool.
It's almost like Donald Trump, but no.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Come on, you've got The Apprentice, you've got Trump Towers, and you've got presidency.
Fuck Trump. The cool thing about on the Arnie related topic is Jay Huxtable has actually got a signed photo of Arnie sitting on top
in his studio.
Wow.
Sitting on top of his mixing desk, staring at him every day of the week. And I think that's just so fucking cool.
Absolutely.
That is pretty badass.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, he would be awesome, man.
Who's the most famous person who's the most famous musician that you've met, Steve?
That the most famous that I've met.
Or your favorite musician that you've ever met? Like,
I love it. I love it how this Q&A now is
No, I'm asking you. I'm leaving you now, Steve. I am taking over, okay? This is called Hell Adam now.
Yeah.
The Pandas are in charge now.
Well, I suppose. Well, actually, back in the day when I played with my old band back in 2003 got signed to EMI Virgin back in Denmark. So we played quite a few festivals. So I have actually met a few different famous people back then, you know, when I was young and naive and all that. But I don't know, the most famous person, I suppose that's probably relative to the time as well. I met, oh, look at that hat. That's a panda hat.
There we go.
I've got, and this is something my wife is to this day still hates me for. She used to be a massive Melanie C, a massive Spice Girl fan when she was younger. And her favorite Spice was Melanie C. And we
was
played.
She scary?
Yeah. No.
I think so. Yeah.
No, it's Sporty.
Sporty Spice. That's right.
Yeah.
And we played in, I think 2004, I think it was. We played at the same stage as her at a festival in Denmark. So me and our keyboard player, I think it was, we actually met her and her keyboard player backstage. And
cool.
And her keyboard player was pretty hot, so that's the whole reason why we wanted to have the photo taken. So we went over there and we got a photo with Melanie C's keyboard player and Melanie C, of course. She just happened to be there as well. But
cool.
So my wife hates me for it because she was a big Melanie C fan. Obviously, back then I hadn't met my wife yet. We met, I think 10 years ago. So, but she was obviously at that time she was massive. She was very, very famous. But we actually didn't want that photo taken because of Mel. We wanted to take it because her keyboard player was super hot. And we've toured with Soulfly back in 2002, 2003 or something like that. So
with Max.
Yes, yeah. So that was pretty cool. It was a bit crazy actually. He had his own. So they had two nightliners, one for the band and one for Max. So it was a bit crazy. But
Max is a legend.
Yeah.
I met Alice Cooper once.
Nice.
When I grew up in high school, I used to work at a sound engineering mob in Perth. So I used to get to do all the gigs at the concert hall and the entertainment centre in Burswood and stuff. And I've done so many gigs. U2, I met Bono, I met Alice Cooper. I've done so many shows. Prodigy.
I didn't meet Alice Cooper.
That's right. You've got an awesome story about Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah.
With the all right, I'll let you tell this story.
Yeah, fuck off.
Go for
it. I went out to dinner with my parents at the time, and we finished dinner and went to the front of the hotel and stayed for a cheeky cocktail. Ended up accidentally hanging out with Alice Cooper's daughter. Had no idea who she was, but she does all the pyrotechnics and stuff.
Oh wow!
She goes on tour, yeah.
Yeah. So I was hanging out with her and the tour manager and the guitar tech. Just having drinks and punching darts, and then one conversation led to another, and we were out in the driveway for the hotel, and she kept saying all these stories like, oh, this time that my dad did this and my dad did that, and then it finally clicked, and I was like, hang on, is your dad Alice Cooper? And she's like, yeah. I was like, holy fucking shit. And she's like, have you ever been to his show? I'm like,
you should have knocked her up, bro. She totally should have knocked her up.
But yeah,
Alice Cooper could be your father.
That
would be pretty badass, hey?
Yeah, she's like, look, you haven't seen the show, so look, here's two VIP tickets to the show on Tuesday. I'm like, holy fucking Jesus.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah, I've never met a rock star. I saw him on telly the other day. It was on the news. But what I remember about the show, because I was only like 16 or so when I was working at the show, and I remember being backstage and seeing the cage with the snake in it, because you used to bring a boa constrictor or some fucking snake. But in Australia, they wouldn't let him bring his snake in.
Oh, fuck.
So each tour he did, he approached the zoo to borrow a snake. And they had a zookeeper there looking after the snake for the show, and we were over there looking at. And then we were over there looking at with the zoo, and then Alice has come over. He's like, oh, let's get the snake out. And the zoo guy's like, okay, so he's giving the snake to Alice, and then we're all chatting with Alice with the fucking snake around. It was awesome.
That's rock and roll right there.
And I was only a kid. I was so small. This is like fucking 25 years ago.
But this is again is where you guys are a bit unique. You know, instead of a snake, you guys could sort of cuddle a big panda somewhere, man. And
I think we'd struggle to
have
get
some
one
photos.
in the country,
We've been talking to China, and they just don't want to borrow it.
We're in negotiations.
I read this somewhere that apparently all pandas around the globe apparently are owned is Chinese property.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah, it was some stupid fact. You can probably Google it, but yeah, apparently China owns all pandas are kind of lent to all the zoos.
Because there's two in Adelaide, I know that, and they had a baby panda, was it last year, and it was one of the first ones bred in Australia because they're really hard to breed in captivity, they reckon.
Oh, they just don't want to get it on.
No, because they're in captivity. But yeah, they managed to breed 2 in South Australia last year, and they got a baby one in South Australia last year. Yeah.
On that topic, have you ever seen a panda give birth?
No, I haven't.
Now, you probably would have seen videos of pandas just doing stupid shit.
I've seen the whole sneezing panda.
Yeah, well, imagine a panda sneezing and a baby just pops out. Like, it's so retarded. It's hilarious. So when you get a moment, look up panda giving birth.
Really?
It'll make you fucking laugh hard,
really,
man. It is.
That's funny.
Yeah, just when you thought pandas couldn't get even more ridiculous. Yeah.
Have you got any more questions, Steve?
Oh yeah.
I was about to say, I do. Let's quickly just try and grab another one or two before we wrap it up here. There's one here from Lou, which is Ian's wife. She's asking if a shark could be a president.
If a shark could be a president.
I don't know if that's legal. But I would vote for a shark over Trump or Kanye West.
I have to ring my local government to find out. We have to get some logistics around this, Lou.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah, because I believe Lou lives in the same shire as us.
As you.
Or council as us. Yeah. So we'll have to approach the council.
We'll get back to you.
Lou. Sincerely apologise.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Well, it is live, so we probably just caught you off guard on that one. So, we'll do a little bit of investigation and do a report on that one.
Absolutely.
Then we've got our good friend Clint Hodges from the Spot Gun. He's asking who's your favorite DVD or video of a live band. Do you have any DVDs you watched
of a live band?
I got to say, straight off the top of my head, Incubus. I fucking love Incubus. There's 2 that I really loved. They did the Morning View Sessions, which was like a more intimate set, but still rocking out hard. And Live at Red Rocks. That was just fucking phenomenal.
Is that Incubus as well?
Yeah. But it's Incubus, so they just fucking rock. That's what have you got?
Best one I've seen like on TV would probably be, the Alice in Chains Unplugged.
Oh, dude, yes, fucking love that.
Yeah,
and Nirvana.
Those two are by far the best unplugged. Yeah.
Like when they play, I thought Alice in Chains blew it out of the water compared to Pearl Jam and Nirvana. Yeah. But how they played Nutshell, man.
Oh my God.
Wood. I listen to that song nearly daily. Like, I love those tracks. So good.
I might go home tonight and put that on again. Fuck.
Nutshell,
again,
man.
like Lane Staley again is just one of those voices, that's
my God,
next
right?
And to me, he didn't have a great voice, but it so suited the band.
Dude, he had a phenomenal
He had a killer voice.
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Really?
It just suited the band, but I love what he did. But
it's actually
it's a different voice, and that's what makes him special, It's because no one else can sing like him.
Oh, exactly.
I actually just thought about it then. That it just hit me that 3 of the probably best voices from the 90s are all gone.
I know what you're going to say.
Chris Cornell.
Yes.
You've got Scott Weiland and Lane Staley, and they're all gone.
All gone.
Scott Weiland was fantastic.
3 of the biggest rock voices, I reckon.
You can't forget Eddie Vedder though, like.
Nah.
He's got And fortunately, he's still with us.
He's still with us again. To me though, he was like, he's great. Don't get me wrong. And the two first Pearl Jam albums again was like probably the epitome of grunge.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just think compared to the other three guys, it's.
Yeah,
I do agree with you. Yeah. But but Eddie's voice, like same again, like when he sings, straight away it's Eddie vedder.
You listen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Signature voice.
He just pulls you in. He just pulls you in, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, what other questions have we got?
Let's see if there is any other one. So there is. We can actually, let me just try and scroll up and see if we've got anyone from here. Yeah, we've got one here. Bill Shaw is asking if you could tour Europe with any band, who would that be? It's probably kind of what we spoke about before. You guys mentioned Queen of the Stone Age, something like that. But anyway, I'll throw it over to you.
Electric State.
Yeah, I'd like to tour Europe with Electric State.
Oh, cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Keep it local.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we've got to get as many Perth fans out there, So yeah, fuck the others. Like it's all Perth, baby.
I like to tour with Beck.
Wow.
Wow, fuck.
I love Beck.
That'd be killer.
And what he's doing these days is just crazy. He's so out there still, and he's still at the front line of like indie kind of electro, fucking funky. He just does whatever he wants and loves it. And he's the epitome of a muso that does what he wants.
Oh, for sure.
There's no one even comes close to Beck.
Yeah, he's very
in a
eccentric.
league of his own.
Yeah.
Love him.
We got another one here. Kim Redmond from Band of Misfits. She's asking if you guys are bringing your panda heads on Sunday. Isn't that a rhetoric question? Isn't that a rhetoric question? If you're a panda band, like,
totally.
They come with us everywhere.
Yeah,
the panda heads. Yeah, every gig.
And we will remind everyone that they get Glen 20 before every show.
Oh, because that was again another question here. Yeah.
So they don't smell like Clint's head. Clint and Ethan love to put the fucking pandas on.
There would be.
I think they've won them nearly more than anyone else.
Oh man! Like here's. I'm just throwing it out. Here's another good content idea for you. You should do like a soap or shampoo commercial, or how you wash your panda heads before a gig. A little spoof video right there.
We did a really good clip years ago talking about promo stuff. We did when we first got together. We did a panda clip with just the two of us talking about the show coming up. But what we did is we had helium balloons.
Oh yeah, because
so the theme for the party, the theme for the gig was
Winter Wonderland.
And
Lucy came up with the idea of having filling the roof with white balloons, obviously filled with helium.
Like helium. And it cost, we went and bought a little bottle from Target, and we did
weenie shit.
20 balloons.
No, not even. It was like 8. It was fuck all.
It did fuck all.
Yeah.
So we had to go get a whole other gas drum from a party hire store to fill the roof.
which I think cost us like $200.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap. No.
Yeah, helium's not cheap, folks. Yeah.
But we'd already set the precedent for doing the show, but we did a little promo vid, and me and Matt were there like, hello, come to the show this Saturday, right? And it's a great little clip, and it's the most fun one I've ever do. We always were going to do the helium thing tonight at the start of the gig, at the start of your show.
Next time, man. We'll do that next time.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
Exactly. Next time.
I had all sorts of crazy ideas.
That's fantastic, man. Guys, let's try and wrap it up. And fuck, we've been going for nearly 2.5 hours, man. That's
holy
insane.
shit.
Yeah.
I thought we struggled to do an hour.
Oh no, never. Oh, everybody says that. Everybody's like, oh no, I haven't got anything. Like I can't talk for more than half an hour. So, you'll be surprised. Like the first question usually goes for half an hour, but
I can talk the shit up anyone.
So before we wrap it up, where should people go if they want to sort of stay in touch with the whole Panda music? Is there a platform that you guys sort of prefer to update?
Well, there's all sorts. So
we release everything on Bandcamp.
Yeah, but I mean, Facebook, Instagram, Triple J Unearthed. We do have songs on Spotify and iTunes.
There's videos on YouTube.
We've got YouTube stuff as well.
But if people want to contact us, Facebook is the best avenue, or send us an email at Commander Panda.
Yeah.
CommanderPandaMusic@gmail, I think it is.
We do technically have a Twitter account, but we don't use it.
Twitter again. I've never really gotten around to it. I think it's a very American thing, isn't it? Like I don't think.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well.
I don't think it's that popular sort of here, but
I don't think it's too much relevant to supporting music.
I just never saw the point. Facebook, I've never used Instagram already covers that, right? But yeah, I don't know.
I suppose each platform has its strengths, but sort of for music again. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really gotten into Twitter myself either. But
if I wasn't in the band, I wouldn't have Facebook either. Like I didn't have Facebook before Commander Panda started.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah, and I put it back on only to support Matt and the band, and the only reason I have a Facebook page is to support the band.
And to share your events whenever you come and have a chat to me.
Exactly. Apart from that, I don't do too much with it.
Awesome. So people should head on to your Facebook. So that's Commander Panda Music, was it?
Yeah. Email
Facebook, Commander Panda Music.
Gmail. But yeah, just look up Commander Panda on Google.
When you say it quick, it sounds like Commander Panda, like Commander Panda.
All right, so it's Command
Panda. There we go. Otherwise, people don't know to search for it. It was actually crazy when I did that earlier, to just to make sure I got the right handle, because at the moment it's sort of scrolling down the bottom here when people are watching. But when I had to go in and find you on Instagram, there is so many Commander Pandas around.
Oh, really?
Like so many, not bands, of course, but just so many crazy profiles. Commander Panda is 61, and it's this little Asian guy or something like. There's so many crazy Commander Panda profiles. But you're the real deal. We're the real.
We got the Gmail address.
We've got the hat.
Yeah, of course. That's it.
Just need to secure the domain next.
Yeah, we got the banner.
Oh, we better hurry up now. People are listening.
It's mine. I'm gonna do that next week.
So you might do that right now when we hook up here, man.
Or we'll end up
getting the phone out.
Oh yeah, man, that's it.
So, fuck, what did I say?
Guys, it's been unreal. It's been so cool to have a chat to you.
Awesome, dude.
Thank you, Steve.
Just before we wrap it up, I'm just gonna put the banner up here again for the Geek for Hope on Sunday. So everybody, come down Badlands Bar between 5 and 9. Tickets are $15 now. If you buy them online, go and buy them now. $20 at the door. Harry Foxton, Commander Panda, Band of Misfits. You shouldn't say that too quick either. Filth Wizard. That's again another one that you have to sort of say one word at a time, other's you'll kind of like my tongue crumples up here. But, Ashes of Autumn. That's it. But so 5 absolute killer acts.
Thank you very much, Dave. You've been a legend.
And that's been you too, guys. It's been so much fun, man. We're gonna finish off here on No One's Fucking Steering, which again, very brutal song title right there. Can you just give us a little introduction to that video and the song, please?
The video was so much fun to make. We planned it for months and we shot it in 2 days.
And special thanks to Victor Lim. Shooting it, he did an incredible job.
We had this crazy idea about having a party and a punch up and smashing glasses. And then Vic's like, I need more footage. So then we jumped in the white room and recorded some more.
At Super Freak rehearsals in Joondalup. Thanks, Jamie, again.
And shout out to Lee Reader at Matchless as well. He's been so supportive of us. And Matt Hatton, he's been so supportive. And God, who else has looked
just everybody in the Perth community
who's ever played a gig with us on the show. We
love you so much. Don't ever change. We'll see you at the next gigs. Take care. Be kind to each other.
Yeah, stay safe. Support each other.
And thanks for watching,
dude. I just started laughing because you're just sitting there with the big panda hat on. And it's so good, man.
Love it.
I love it, guys. Thanks so much, man. I can't wait to see you guys on Sunday. And
likewise, dude.
Man, rock it out.
I'll bring my A game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure. And your smiles, the most smiley drummer in Perth, hey. Guys, thanks so much, man. I will play No One's is Fucking Steering, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Cool, thanks, champ. Take care.
Cheers,
man.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Catch you later.
Thanks so much for tuning in or listening along to the show. If you like the show, please don't forget to leave a 5-star review and subscribe to my social channels. It doesn't cost you anything, but it greatly helps me to build my networks and my chances of getting sponsors to keep this show running. If you want to take it to the next level, please head over to patreon.com/Stephen Helhammer and become a patron by joining the exclusive community there. You can start from as little as $3 per month. And for just a little extra, you get access to some fantastic features, outtakes, behind the scenes stuff, and much, much more. That's less than the cost of a cup of coffee per month. And that way you can help me build better content. I can devote more time to find awesome guests and just generally just keep everything flowing. If you want to be on the show or subscribe to my mailing list, send an email to steven@helhammer.com, and that is HELhammer.com. That way I can start sending you exclusive invites, random stuff, and messages that, who knows, you might enjoy. So that's it. Have a rocking day ahead, guys, and I will see you on the live stream or in your headphones very soon. Take it easy.